Salutations, everybody. It is Matty here with week 18 of the H.A.M Radio Podcast. I am the lover of story-driven hentai, joined by many other sexy guests, hosts, co-hosts, whatever the fuck you guys want to call yourself.
I forgot that we did those intros. I am the king of kangaroos, the Lone Vault Wanderer.
My name's Noah, and my arc's buoyancy is 0.10% off. Also, guest, say things.
My name's a mysterious stranger. I come when you select my perk. That's about it.
Nice. I like that.
G. Real quick, before we get into anything, I'm here to plug shirts. So, shirt link in the description. We have artists working on some new designs, but there are plenty of designs on there now. So, pick them up. Send us a picture when you get them. We love to see them. So, excuse me. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big part of the podcast because we have all these inside jokes and stuff, and we want you guys to just at least give it a look as Noah burps. And link down below, there will be an annotation on one of the corners of the screen. Either or, we'll just open up a separate window so you guys can give them a look while you listen.
Just figure out a way to look at the fuck.
I'll take 12.
Yeah, and don't say you're going to be like, tweet at me. I wish I had this. No, if you're going to look, you're going to buy it.
Yeah. Don't
tweet
at
I
me,
wish I had one.
To me unless you bought it. Purchased it. So help me God. I'm looking forward to getting this when I get paid. I don't care. Just tell me when you buy it.
That's like a sub on Twitch.
I stole from my mother to buy a shirt.
When I get paid for my job. This person doesn't sub until like 2 months later. I'm like, It took that long to get paid?
Exactly. They're giving you
they
your
think
money
I don't
and
remember.
you're mad at it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Fuck them. Don't give me your money. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Maddie's
Anyways,
rich. He doesn't need your money.
Yeah, apparently I'm rich now.
Yeah.
Anyways, each week we like to have you guys answer a question with the following hashtag H.A.M Radio Time so you can enter to be the fourth member of our podcast. So be sure to tweet at any of the handles on screen with your answer to the following question. What was your favorite moment during favorite moment during Bethesda's E3 conference? Let us know on Twitter and you will be entered to join us next week. Apparently. Yes, I do. It's because I hate stuttering. I've done that in class. Like, I started stuttering. I'm like, fuck, like that. Yeah. Like, I'm like,
wait, should I
standing there like, Jesus.
Should I actually introduce myself? Or
Yeah.
Yeah. Because a mysterious stranger doesn't really do it. Yeah, my name's Monty. You might have heard of me. I'm on the fabulous Hollow Tapes Weekly podcast every so often when I'm not doing random shit. And I'm on Twitter at ForAllOut, and I tweet about random shit. So, yeah. And I have a YouTube account, which I don't use that much. But
you might recognize that name because he was mentioned during the Bethesda post-show to win some lovely goods. He was mentioned by Adam Sessler.
Todd Howard's lips.
Yeah,
Adam
Sessler.
It was Adam
Sessler.
Love him.
I'm just kidding. Adam Sessler's a good guy.
He's got a great vocabulary.
Yeah. I'm still waiting for my figurines.
Yeah, I bought all 7 of them. I dropped $120 on them. Like day they were announced, I was like, there you go, have my money.
I don't have any money. So.
I dropped 120 on lunchboxes.
Yeah, hold up. Who here hasn't pre-ordered the Pip-Boy edition?
I don't have any fucking money. I got my paycheck. Okay, I get paid bi-weekly. No, my paycheck was $60.
No, they're sold out, man.
Listen here.
I think all of us here except Noah have Pip-Boy editions.
I haven't.
No, I get to play my game with a shitty little gimmick on my arm, and I get to work with an app while I do it. In your face, dude.
But as far as fucking gimmicks go, this is the fucking coolest one. Oh,
I do want to get it.
It is.
I'm a little hesitant because I got the special edition for New Vegas, and it sucked. However, this special edition does look really cool. But we'll see. I would like to get it. I don't know if I have the money to spend it though. We'll see. Yeah.
All right. Well,
I just wish it came with a Vault 111 suit so I could just complete my Halloween costume.
Oh my god!
Just go in whitey tighties. It'll look like you don't have any armor on.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just run up to little kids. Hey guys, Just...
Oh, but I did that last year.
Oh. But minus the pants, right?
Let's talk about Fallout 4. God damn it.
Okay, yeah. Let's. Lone, thank you for finally doing that because I tried like 5 times. So, anyways, but actually, let's talk about the big news this week. On Sunday, we finally saw the
Nintendo's press conference.
Yes,
Amiibos.
Yoshi's Woolly World. All right, so Fallout 4 was finally revealed. We got a 34-minute presentation. I think was the full length of it all. We saw a lot through it, so let's just go through it together and talk about virtually everything. This is going to be a fucking long podcast as always, and we're going to do all our normal segments this time. Usually this is the news roundup / extended thoughts segment, but now we're gonna just talk about this. Anyways, so where do you want to start? Lone, do you have a good starting point for us?
Beginning.
Yeah, start right at the beginning. Yeah.
All right, so Todd Howard walks on the stage. Everyone in the crowd gets an erection. How are we feeling about this?
Oh,
I'm pretty good at this stage, to be honest. Todd Howard, he's God.
Yeah, he was. Todd Howard looks fucking good. I'm sorry, dude. Like he's got a really great chiseled chin.
He does.
The thing that stood out to me was the jacket. That
he's
jacket
only like
is fresh.
5'4" though.
I don't care. He's a
Oh,
great
he's like
looking
5'8",
short man.
5'6".
He's like 3'2".
And him and Pete Hines are bros. Like when Todd Howard left the stage, they fist bumped. I was like, yes.
Yeah, but Pete doesn't have the swag that Todd Howard
They
does.
fisted each other, yeah.
Oh God, Noah.
On the stage. Lot of
Alright,
lubricant
so-
everywhere.
Let's start off with, Todd Howard comes out and he starts talking about an attention to detail, and he starts highlighting like hundreds of concept art. Like I was ridiculously shocked how long, I'm not one, like I said during my live reactions, like I'm biased, and usually like concept art doesn't really excite me, but to see just how much concept art, it really is shocking that this art's really rather less shocking now that you see it, because this game has been in development since 2009.
Once Fallout 3 came out, they started the ideas for 4. So, that the concept art, though it's a lot, if you really think about it, it's not that shocking. It's really awesome to see the amount and what went into it. That is fantastic to see. But again, if it was in development for that long, there's a fuck ton. And if it started right after Fallout 3, they're not going to be doing any tech stuff yet. They're going to be doing that art and that, like I said, just the concept stuff.
And like at that stage, they would start the storyboarding and getting all this concept art out of the way. Yeah. And I'm assuming we're going to be having a lot of that in the collector's edition, Noah, with the art book.
I hope they have an art book.
Yeah, that's what I hope.
This is the collector's edition. They called it the premium collector's edition on their
more,
site.
I would assume.
There's
probably more. Yeah.
You think they're going to just add more? And
they did multiple different collector's editions, I think, with 3.
I hope they don't do a Watch Dogs, but okay.
That's the thing, because I already dropped 150, and when they announce something with some I want the making of DVD. That's what I want personally.
Yes.
Yeah.
That
I want to see
someone will upload it to YouTube. That.
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I want to.
I loved in the Skyrim one. I love the Skyrim one, and when Ashley Chang, he's like, when we work in this game, it feels like we've been doing this for 20 years. I mean, I can't wait to hear them talk about the wait for.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. With Fallout 4, you've been working on since 2009. Like, what? Are you serious? I was freaking out when I heard that. Any standout things during the concept art you want to talk about? I noticed quite a lot of things that people have been speculating about. One was that, it seemed like during the final trailer, I don't mean to jump around here, but during the final trailer, it was more of like an evil karma look. You were shooting the Brotherhood of Steel, you were blowing up a city, but then in one of the concept arts, you saw the protagonist, the Brotherhood of Steel, and the new faction, the Commonwealth Minutemen, all fighting side by side. Yeah. So that was my personal standout piece of concept art that really caught my eye, was that it seems like this kind of points at the fact that this game's going to be really flexible with choice, it seems.
Well, and they said 1,000,001 times player freedom is their main focus,
Yeah.
So, that's player role.
The main thing that I probably got from that was just all the different biomes and locations. Like the one I think showed a swamp, one showed like a snowy area, and a bunch showed water port areas.
I don't remember a snowy area. However, I might have just missed it.
Was there a snowy area? I missed that too.
I think so. I'm not certain.
I don't know. However, what I will say is
there were aliens though.
I know they said
there were
full
aliens. Yes, there were aliens, which was really.
Oh yeah, that's been said to me 1,000,001 times. I mean,
Matt, did you see the aliens?
Yeah, but that has me really happy, because I hope that means see, I'm just this type of Fallout fan. I hope that means that the Wild Wastelander perk's gonna come back, and that's the only way we can see the aliens in this location, kind of like what they did with New Vegas. I thought that was really cool when they did it that way. Mm-hmm. Oh my god.
I think for me,
it wouldn't surprise me if they do it.
The biggest concept art, or the one that stood out to me, was I think it was inside the memory den with the cryogenic chambers or whatever. Yeah, that I think is tied to the story, really importantly. It could be in Vault 111.
Yeah, with the implanted android memories and such.
Yeah.
I feel like that's totally 110% inspired from Vault 112.
Yeah.
The Tranquility Lane one. Gotta be. Oh, that looked just like it. I can imagine almost an identical scenario happening there.
I just want to know how he survives. You could see the explosion. Obviously, from that distance, it wouldn't kill you. But I think what Todd Howard says is that we're not going to spoil it, but as the explosion comes over, you get lowered into the vault. And that's how you
it's
survive.
Probably like cryogenics or something like that, because it is the same character. It's not a child that just looks exact. It is the same exact. Because if you notice when he goes up to Codsworth, the robot, it's said that he says his name. Yeah, exactly. He recognized. So I think it's probably like cryogenics or something like that you see throughout playing.
I totally.
Unless it's like a dream.
Just want to say.
Oh. Don't play that card. Don't start those.
No, that's what I've been thinking of. Like, is that like since you're an android, there's gonna be supposedly there's gonna be some type of mind-blowing twist. Like this is all just a big memory. Like
God,
this is not
stop.
Worst storylines ever. Tweets. It's like a really good story happens, and at the end, and then you woke up, and it was all a dream. No, fuck you. That's not a good ending.
Fuck you.
But another thing, I mean, your wife and kids, like, they must have survived the nuclear blast too, if the lone survivor did.
But he said you were the sole survivor.
He says you are the sole survivor.
Yeah, but if they were all standing on the platform next to each other, how could he survive and they didn't?
But think about it. If it's cryogenics, shut up. If it's cryogenics, something bad could have happened to where you are the only one, literally, who comes out of that vault.
Here's my assumption.
But I'm saying they made it in the vault. Is what
I was thinking. Todd I was talking about the voice actors for both the male and the female. Okay, the female and the male have recorded apparently like 13,000 lines of dialogue.
That's ridiculous.
My thoughts were, why would you let that one... I mean, don't get me wrong, Bethesda's making an entire settlement crafting system, we'll get into that later, that is completely optional. So it's very possible that they could have just, the wife dies, the kid dies, but I just thought to myself, why would they record all those lines of dialogue if the female wouldn't be involved in the story?
Have a choice to
So when you play as the female...
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, that's the logical thing. But then you have the speculative side of things where it's like, well, some of those lines could be used as recordings for, like, the main story when they, like, meet up or something.
I definitely think that the wife and kid or husband and kid will definitely be a part of the story.
I reckon at the very least, somehow the baby survives and you're reunited with him eventually. Like, I think that's what's gonna happen.
That's fair.
Well, I mean, it could be that the baby and the wife like left the cryo chamber like 10, 50 years, 100 years before.
Yeah, okay.
Well, then they wouldn't be alive. It'd have to be like 50 or like 20 years or something.
Yeah.
But I was reading on Reddit, someone said like, what if like you emerged and your baby's like 100 years old and on its deathbed or something? Like how crazy was that?
Oh, that's messed up.
Yeah, I mean, we gotta remember that you're emerging, according to Todd Howard, 200 years later. So part of it could just be, honestly, you wake up, everyone's dead, and you just have to accept the world that you live in, and then like a new story starts from there. It doesn't have anything to do with the baby and the wife and stuff.
That's kind of what I'm leaning towards happens. Now, I'm sure there is something with the baby and the wife. I don't know what, but I do think you are the one that wakes up. And something went wrong with everyone else's thing. Because if you notice when he's walking out, when he finds the Pip-Boy, it's off of a skeleton's hand that looks like a scientist. But now, obviously, he's not in a cryogenic chamber. But again, that suggests that something in the vault went wrong. Obviously, something in the vault went wrong.
Perhaps. Here we go. Here comes the speculation, man. Holy shit! I'm on a roll. This just hit me. Oh my god! All right. You were androids before the Great War, and then the Institute breaks into the vault and steals your wife and kid, and then you wake up the sole survivor, and you're gonna chase down the Institute.
Hide your kids.
Oh, yeah.
Hide your husband.
Honestly, I feel like every person listening to this right now is probably shooting themselves as I speak because they're like, "Oh my god, speculation."
I mean, because there has to be something there has to be something that drives the player character. I mean,
exactly.
Finding your wife and kids would be the thing.
Mm-hmm. And also, you kind of look at Fallout 3, and like when we played that for the first time, I personally feel, even though Fallout 3 is my currently favorite Fallout, that it hasn't aged as well as New Vegas. That Fallout 3, the first time you played it, you were like emotionally driven to find your dad. First time you played it through, it was a good story. In my opinion, and I feel like that's kind of what they're going for again, in a sense, except kind of flipping it. Instead, now you're the parent, and you might be looking for your child.
I mean, but at the same time, I kind of wish like they don't do that and just focus more on the more interesting, Institute and versus the Android story, which I think could be very well, done.
Yeah, I mean, They could do both, honestly. Like I said,
I mean, they could do both. But...
The initial theory of just, you wake up, everyone's dead, and you just have to go out into the world and explore. Yeah. I think that's probably the more likely choice.
I just want to point out that all of this discussion has come from one photo or one piece of content. It's great. It's great, isn't it?
What happens after the concept art? I think then he shows us the pre-war footage, right? Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about that. For the first time, we get to play in the pre-war era, and let's just highlight that that's one of many things we'll mention in this podcast that Bethesda has listened to. Everyone has been voicing their opinion. We want to play in the pre-war era.
Yeah.
In the beginning, we want to see the bombs fall ourselves.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we're doing.
Yep.
Yeah. How fucking cool is that?
It's fucking cool.
All right, so let's move on to let's go through the entire pre-war demo in its own right. The first thing we see is us creating our character. Do you guys like the new character creator compared to like the sliders in Skyrim?
I think it's
cool.
I don't have any issue with it.
Yeah.
I like it. I'm curious what's under that extras tab. If that's like, I'm just crossing my fingers that
might be
like
a way color or stuff like that.
I reckon
maybe a way to turn up
beards and stuff. No, but one thing that's cool that we should highlight is that the body tab that you can like adjust the body look and shit.
Yeah,
that's true because maybe you can actually have taller and shorter
or a big fat vault dweller.
Or a fat vault dweller. Finally. What were you gonna say, Lone? You had
no, I was saying maybe the extras tab. And this could be added in as an update because I've seen people comment about this. It could add the option for a homosexual couple. I'm thinking that could be possible as well. Who knows?
Yeah, that's an interesting idea.
That is.
I'm not going to say no to that. That's.
The only thing that goes against it, like, and I'm not saying, we shouldn't have homosexual couples, but if the baby is like an amalgamation of the mother and the father, that doesn't really make sense. According to their story.
I don't think that would work.
But you could easily have an adopted child.
Work. We're not saying it wouldn't work because we're against gays. Don't get that thought in your head, okay?
Don't get it twisted.
Yeah. We're saying that because of how there's a baby.
Men don't have ovaries.
Well, they could just change the whole prologue where you just go out and adopt the baby real quick.
Change the whole game.
Well, no. They can't, though, because it's an amalgamation of the two. So
that's another thing that's like Fallout 3. In Fallout 3 you create your character, and if you're like, for example, black, your dad's black, and like his face is shaped off your face, and I think that's really interesting that they're going to kind of do that with the baby,
Like, it could work.
One thing I was kind of...
Sorry, go on, Monty.
Oh, well, I was just... The one thing I was kind of hoping for is that I was hoping they'd have multiple voices for, like, each, like, race at least. But, I guess that'd be kind of too hard to do. That'd be 50,000 lines of dialogue.
All over the place, like, voice, though. I mean, it could be...
Yeah, it's not, like, tied to one, like, specific type of person, I guess. But
I think why he did that was because if you noticed... When he was creating the character, he obviously started off white, and then he changed his color to black, and then the guy talked again, and it like kind of the voice fit that. I'm not trying to get into the whole race thing, but like it fit the skin color too, and then it fit when he was white. So
it's a very neutral, like applies to all voice.
Yeah.
I think what the extras tab also could be is like a pitch changer. I think that'd be interesting. Not like an obnoxious one, obviously.
Not like a Saints Row one.
Yeah, but like something that will allow you to kind of customize the voice in a small way to make it at least, like I changed this voice a little bit to match my character.
Yeah. Well, the voice actor said that there's like 8 different ways that you can say things, I guess.
Really?
Something like a cocky tone and like, a regular tone and something.
Maybe it goes
I'm not
to
sure
attitude.
Exactly.
Yeah, maybe.
I didn't know that. That's interesting. So that's not like a preset determination.
With the amalgamation of the baby and, it's essentially the child that directly resembles the parents, why would they go through all of that effort if the baby wasn't going to play a major part in the game?
Exactly. I just think it'd be so cool to see it grow up and like pull a Red Dead Redemption. I won't spoil anything, but you know what I'm talking about in the end.
Oh God, that was the saddest ending ever.
Stop it! Stop right there. I'm just kidding.
That and The Walking Dead, man. Oh my God.
Oh my God, The Walking Dead. I'll be honest here, only game I ever teared up at the end.
I love you, Leah.
Oh yeah, that was so sad. I was in a party with Noah when I watched that.
Playing as Clem's not the same.
Yeah. Anyways,
moving on.
We don't want to spoil it for people.
Back to the pre-war. So we talked about character customization. We like that. Todd Howard mentioned that all of the NPCs in the game are actually created through this character customizer. So I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
It's also pretty resourceful. What happens afterwards? We meet Codsworth. What do we think of Codsworth?
Codsworth
is a boss.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He's the best.
He's a boss.
I literally love him. He's going to be a companion too, apparently.
Yeah. I mean, everyone wants to talk about dog meat and how they want dog meat, but I want Codsworth. I mean, he knows how to make my coffee.
Have both of them. Codsworth make you food and
Why
shit.
not both?
Porque no los dos?
Yeah, but I think it's limited to one non-human companion, I think, right?
Yeah. But see, that's the interesting thing. If Dogmeat can't die, then therefore Codsworth can't
Well,
die.
none of them can die. Yeah, they confirmed none of the companions can
That's
die.
so silly.
They just get knocked unconscious.
I thought, really?
Well, that's what New Vegas did.
I thought it was all companions too, but then I thought to myself, are they just saying Dogmeat can't die because they're not using the dog as like this, oh, they're going to use the dog kill him
Todd
off
Howard
as like a
confirmed
story thread.
it's all companions.
It's all
companions.
companions. Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. I like that because that's what stopped me from using companions in 3. I would just tell them to wait somewhere and I'd go away.
But
I
at
mean,
the very
I hope
least,
they do what New Vegas did.
In
with,
hardcore mode,
mode.
Yeah, there you go. That's it. Yep.
And let's remember that there's mods, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have someone who will disable the the whole thing and make it so that your companions will die. So for those of you who want the grueling experience, you will get it within a couple of months.
Fucking freaks.
I reckon a couple of weeks, let's be honest. It's going to
Yeah,
happen.
true. Someone will find a way to do it before Bethesda releases the creation kit. What happens after we meet Codsworth? We see the player inspecting stuff and speaking. Let's talk about the character's voice. We see, him talk to the Vault Tech guy. Let's talk dialogue. This is going to be a nice discussion, isn't it?
Dialogue is cool. I like it. That way.
Okay. Voice acting. Okay. Where do I start? I'm not a role player, okay? I'm not like that guy who's like, okay, in this playthrough, I'm gonna be this type of, I'm gonna be the Lone Ranger. I'm not like that, okay?
Oh, you could be the LoneVaultWanderer. Why don't you want to be me?
Australian kangaroo.
Kangaroo companion confirmed.
But like, oh my god, imagine that.
There's gonna be a mod. There's gonna be a mod.
Mod.
Yes. Okay. Anyways. I'm not, like I said, I'm not like this crazy role player, but I feel like having no voice plays a huge part into things because then I'm reading what I'm saying and I'm selecting what I'm saying.
Shut up.
Okay,
hold on. No,
well,
because
there is no issue, and I'm tired of seeing this shit. People whining that there's a fucking someone talking. No. It's just a guy talking. You still have the connection with the character. It's still there. Rather than seeing it as yourself, you see it as another individual. However, you are still controlling that individual. It does not take as much away as people are making it seem.
Yeah, well, the thing that I've been saying since like the Kotaku thing first leaked way back when, which I believed actually, unlike most people, that I think a voice protagonist.
Points at Maddie.
Yeah, that I think a voice protagonist will actually help make a more compelling story.
Yep.
It'll make you more attached to the main character, and that's what Todd Howard said too.
Yeah, and related to that, Todd Howard also said, look, if this was any other game but not a Bethesda game, you would expect a voice protagonist. The only reason why you wouldn't expect one is because we didn't have it in Fallout 3. So...
Yeah, and that's my point. Does it really take... Now, Matt, I'm going to be fair. You obviously have your say in this, so go ahead.
Okay, well, here's the thing. It's not a podcast unless I mention this game. Can we guess it? Hold on, everyone guess, please.
I don't fucking know.
I don't know. Is it
how do you not know? Lone, you know.
Fallout New Vegas? I don't know.
Star Wars.
You know. Yes. Okay. What I'm saying. That's my first RPG. You are a silent protagonist. You are making choices in this universe that affect it. I just feel like the no voice thing lets me think and act out as this character. Like I said, I'm not a role player, but like when I'm playing as a character, when I'm not hearing someone speak for me, because the issue with I won't even call it an issue because I'm open-minded about it now, but the original issue I had with the dialogue system is that I'm looking at what you're saying, and I'm not alone on this. The comments are like loaded with people agreeing with me. So I'm just saying, don't think this is only me.
No, and I know it's
like
because I've seen it.
When it's like first of all, they changed it to a Mass Effect thing where it's like A, B, X, Y. It's like, why change that up? No more rectangle box.
No,
and then it's very brief what it says. Like, you'll pick one thing, they'll say kind of, I don't want to say a completely different thing, but it'll be one of those things where it's very vague. And I noticed this while watching just a presentation. I thought to myself, what if I'm playing the game and I'm like really engrossed in it and he says something completely different? Like that does... I'm not one who's like all about like this is immersion, this is important. I remember it's a video game, but still, I can totally say that would take me out of the experience.
No, see what you're talking about is completely opposite though. If what's said is abbreviated into something smaller, but still gives across the same point. Like, let's say, like, button Y is, I'm not interested. And you hit Y, and he says, like, a little bit, like a paragraph longer only, or, something like that.
Yeah, like, sorry, I could care less.
You're forced to listen to what he's saying. So you actually get re-immersed because you are paying more attention to the game. There is nothing wrong with that, again, I think it relates back to you trying to, and not you, I'm not trying to be argumentative. I'm just saying it's you wanting it, or it's people wanting it to be what it was before, and it's a new game.
Yeah,
there's new things in it, and you have to.
I mean, I like Bethesda because they innovate.
Exactly.
No, that's the thing. I that's why when I heard Todd Howard in the interview, he's like, "We're doing this to tell a better story." Like, I'm mainly a story-focused gamer. I like gameplay, but what keeps me into a game usually is what's happening in the story. Yeah. And when they said it's for a better story, I'm like, okay, I can accept that.
Yeah, if this allows Fallout 4 to have a kick-ass story and a compelling narrative, then I'm all for it.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see why people are worried about the dialogue options and shit and the little wheel. But as far as a voice protagonist in general, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I know it's kind of wrong to give games a shoe, but it's a Bethesda Game Studios game. We can expect that same freedom and exploring all these areas and stuff. So it's nice to know that maybe now that they're trying something new when it comes to questing and the stories in these quests, that they're willing to give it a shot to really up the ante and make these quests more emotional, more memorable and stuff. Which, I always look back as like a comparison. When you play The Witcher 3, that has some of the best side quests in a video game I've ever played. Like, some of them are, Monty, you can agree with me on this. There's some of them.
Bloody Baron.
Yeah, exactly. That's a part of the main story. But, like, there was one in Skellige that's all about, like, a murder mystery and stuff. I won't spoil it. But, like, they're just really fucking interesting. And, they're nice and satisfying in the end. So, like, when I look at those, I'm like, you know what? I can see why a voice can help this game a lot. So even if it does fall short, at least I know that we're going to have amazing gameplay. Those quests are still going to be there. There's still going to be a lot of stuff to do.
Yeah.
So
I can't wait to hear that snarky humor options.
Yeah, the dark humor in this game. Yeah. Oh, my God. I can't wait. Because they said that the voice acting also allows them to not hold back on their writing. Does anyone know what they're trying to say by that? Because
I think it means like they can express things easier. I guess, the tones and shit.
It's when you're using a voice protagonist, you can have different inflections and different moods. Like, he could be angry at one point, and you could feel that emotion and that passion. And you don't really get that when you're reading a subtext, It doesn't really help. So,
okay.
Let me put it this way. I'm all for the voice.
Look, I'm not going to have any predispositions just because that's the way it's been in past Fallout games. If Bethesda thinks that this is going to help tell a better narrative, then I'm all for it. I'm not going to, have any biases and say, well, it's always been like this, so why change? I think that's a pretty silly reason. I'll come to this with a blank slate, and if it helps, helps. If it doesn't, then that's fine. But at least Bethesda is trying
that's a
something
discussion
different.
for another day.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of wish there was an option to turn it off for those hardcore role players.
But see, that's the
really
problem,
don't
though.
Like it, but...
The fact is, they can't really turn it off unless they have those full lines of text as one of those 4 options in the wheel. If it's just thanks, okay, then the character, if he was actually voiced, he'd be saying an entire sentence. But if it's turned off, then you don't get to see that sentence. They would have to have each of those 13,000 lines of dialogue typed out, and you see those options. So that's probably why they don't want to turn it off, because that's more.
And that's another year of production. So
yeah,
you don't want that.
Yeah, it would defeat the purpose. That's why I understand why the dialogue has been shortened on that dialogue wheel, so that the voice acting doesn't go to waste.
But that's also another thing, though. We only get 4 options with every piece of dialogue, and not like up to 10 sometimes. You got with,
Well, however, we don't know that. There could be more voice,
I'm feeling like you're going to hold RT and it'll open up a whole new wheel for, a couple more options. But you think to yourself, in most games, it's usually, 4 to 7 options, but still, that's...
We don't know that there isn't more options, so we can't really say that. Who knows? We don't know.
Anyway.
One other thing I want to focus on about the dialogue is the yellow thing. There was a option when he was talking to Codsworth outside the vault, and he was asking him if he was okay, but it was everything else was, I think, green, and then the "you okay" was overlaid in yellow.
Yeah, that's
Does anyone have any idea?
That could mean it was either angry or scared. It could be color coded to show.
See, I think it was a speech check. Are you okay? Being repair. having to fix them up maybe.
I think, similar to that. For example, when you have dialogue options in Fallout 3 and it's like a particular option and then in brackets it says intelligence. I think it's that kind of thing where it's related to your skill set. So you could be a high charisma or something.
Let's say that's true. Like, it has to deal with the skill. Like, I'm going to go with what Monty said. Like, it ties in with your repair skill. And, you say you're okay and you select that, and you repair him and he's all better now. I think I like that because it's not telling you, this is your repair skill. So it's more natural dialogue. That's something, once again, I'm going to go back to it. The Witcher did where when you were going to make a crucial choice in the story, they didn't make it like a blue for good, a red for evil, a yellow for this. It was just plain text written out, and you actually had to read those choices and think about the consequences afterwards. And that's what I like about this and how they're kind of doing this dialogue wheel is because it's not like, oh, hey, can I fix you up? And then in brackets, repair or whatever, So I hope that what you're saying is true, Monty, about that, because then I would like that a lot more.
Wait, Maddie, I have a question. Like in The Witcher 3, like where they have the time dialogue options at times, do you think those could work in Fallout 4?
Yeah, to a degree, because like I think The Witcher 3 has like perfect timing on them, like literally perfect timing. It gives me enough time to read them both, think about them, and then make a smart decision.
Like kissing Yen or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Oh hell yeah, I'm gonna fucking kiss her. Was that even a decision? She's so fucking hot. Oh my god.
I just did that now on the stuffed unicorn. Oh boy.
Yeah. Oh, she's got a cake, dude. Oh my god. Okay. But yeah, like I think adding them. You guys can put your opinions in after if you like to. But me personally, I think like the time choices are something that would be a nice change of pace to kind of like put the pressure on. But in a way where like I know that Fallout is all about like world impact after your choices. Or at least that's what Bethesda seems to be pushing at here. So I was thinking to myself, you don't want to make those decisions too quick, but then at the same point, that's kind of the fun of them. So, like, I kind of like the danger territory.
But Fallout, to me, it always seems like a very slowly progressing game, so that might go against it. Like, it's taking your time, it's exploring this wasteland, and I feel like that should translate into the dialogue option. So if you're kind of forced to make a particular choice because you have a time limit, I think that takes away from that. I don't know. I don't think it fits.
Well, it would just be in like a few big moments, kind of like in The Witcher. Not in like every conversation, like walking.
Yeah, it's like it's very rare. Like I think it's happened like 4 or 5 times. Like it's really.
How about
rare.
For example, like in New Vegas when you were speaking to Caesar or Kaiser, however you want to pronounce it, and he's like, "Follow me, be part of the Legion," and you had like 10 seconds to decide, something like that. Who knows?
I think that would be kind of. I'd like that personally. Like right now, I'm thinking like I guess I kind of had the advantage now of like knowing the outcome of that choice and everything because I recently did a Legion playthrough on a stream, but honestly, like I kind of like that because you can't like. One thing is like you think about it like sometimes you'll just sit there forever just staring at the choices and you'll like ask a friend if he's in the room like which one should I do and I just like I'm thinking kind of like that too where like if I have to make that choice like on the dime. I kind of like that a little bit, but not for every choice, like in The Walking Dead, where that wheel constantly turns down fast. You're like, oh fuck.
I mean, because they already have like completely dynamic conversations now. You can walk away or whatever, and shoot them in the face or whatever.
And one thing that's interesting, now that you mentioned that, is that the reason Bethesda's also included a voice protagonist, though I don't think this fully, I don't want to say justifies it because that's not the right word, but like. Fully gives it reason is that because now we're going to get the more cinematic scenes, you notice the camera perspective changing, but we're actually going to get more than one person talking to you in conversations now. Think about that. Yeah. Has anyone ever noticed this in a Bethesda Game Studios game? You're always one-on-one with someone. It's never an extra person.
I never even thought of that until they said that.
Point.
Yeah, they said that. I'm like, holy fuck, mind's blown. Yeah. I didn't even think of that. Yeah. So that's going to be an interesting thing we can see.
Yeah, and like the thing with the demo that Todd showed at the Xbox conference with Preston Garvey, and he's like walking around and his face is moving and like you see a person in the background. I'm like, wow, that's just so much cooler.
That is cool.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. The detail has been really up tier. So, all right, we're still in this pre-war area. Damn, this is gonna be such a long podcast. All right, we're still in this pre-war area. I think one of my favorite parts in the conference, it gives me literally the goosebumps every time, is when you see the protagonist walk into the living room. And you see, like, the president on the TV, like, saying, he's reading off all the nuclear strikes. He's like, they landed in New York, and I think he says Pennsylvania. He's like, my God, like that. I get goosebumps every fucking time.
It really
you hear, like,
does
sirens. it does, and he's like, we gotta get to the vault now. I'm like, it's happening.
No, but like, how bad is it, or how good is this dude's luck that he signed up for a vault the day of the Great War? Like, did no one else catch that?
See, but that's the thing, though. He's part of the army, so I think that's how he got into the vault.
That's true. According to the scripts, he is.
Oh, yeah, because he's pre-approved.
Yeah.
And those scripts are definitely now have proven 110% true.
Yeah. See, the reason why I like being able to play in the pre-war and that exact scene that you talked about, Matty, is because it actually does set the scene for this game. It's not like you're being just shoved into this post-apocalyptic wasteland and, have at it. It's you've experienced how things were, you've seen everything change, and now you're playing in this post-apocalyptic wasteland, so there is that explanation. It's not just like you're there, but you've seen how events have unfolded, so you grow more of an attachment to the wasteland. I think that's really important about it.
I think what's specifically very good about this too is that it's a good entry point for fans for a long time who have wanted this feature, but also for new fans who are coming in because now they get to see what happens beforehand and not really need this whole in-depth lore explanation, I guess you could say, because
that's like the first thing I thought when I saw the first reveal trailer is that they're talking about the Great War and stuff. That it's like a good jumping in point to attract new people and shit.
Yeah, because it's gonna sell like fucking hotcakes. Like there's gonna be so many new players coming in.
More than Skyrim, probably almost as much as GTA.
Well, especially with Xbox One having backwards compatibility, and you're gonna be able to play Fallout 3 on the Xbox One potentially. I think.
Yeah,
I'm not too sure.
It's coming with Fallout 4.
Yeah, there you go.
When you buy a copy of Fallout 4, it comes with Fallout 3, and you can play that first if you really want to. It's going to be a huge difference, but it's going to be Fallout 3 if you somehow missed
Especially
it.
the shooting. Holy shit.
Yeah, for those of you wondering, too, that you can get like achievements and stuff still, even with backwards compatibility, which is something I was thinking like wouldn't be a feature, but I'm really happy to see it is.
Yeah.
That was such a slap in the face to Sony when Microsoft's like, it's going to be an update at the end of the year. It's going to be free. And Sony's like, hey, we're making you guys pay us like lots of money to stream the game for a certain amount of time from our service. Fuck you. Exactly. I thought that was just
they better do backwards compatibility. They better.
Yeah.
They're not going
to. Because my PS3 broke right before the PS4 came out, and I still want to do The Last of Us again and the multiplayer.
Really? They have the PS4 version of The Last of Us, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I don't feel like dropping another $40-$50. No.
Fair enough.
All right. Okay, so we see the bombs fall and everything. Where do we want to jump to? I guess at this point, Todd Howard gives us a basis on it's 200 years later and you exit Vault 111. The sole survivor.
Well, how about the dude actually saying your name? How about that?
That was pretty dope.
I like that, but okay, here, no, I'm going to sound like a pessimist if I say it that way. I like it a lot. It's an awesome feature, but I feel bad for the people who have really like off-the-wall weird names. Yeah, who are not going to be able to have that. Like the first comment I saw in my dialogue video, it was like some guy named like Azir or something like that. He put a bunch of arrows up. He put a bunch of arrows up to his name. He's like, look at my fucking name. Do you think that's honestly going to be in the game? I'm like, oh, shit. Probably not.
Yeah. Well, maybe they'll have like nicknames too to call you like Big Daddy or some shit.
Oh my god, Big Daddy. I always did that in MLB The Show.
Yeah, same.
Like I'd always call myself Big Daddy Dick.
Big Daddy Dick.
All the time. It's so funny.
It's interesting. We could talk about the
But I hope it's
All right, we'll jump into the Pip Boy.
What do you guys think
you get us started here, Lone. Come on.
I'm going to start here because it's so much better, I think, in my opinion. The fact that we spend however many hours looking at this screen, we actually have animated Vault Boy icons, we have animated weapon icons. The screen just comes alive, and Todd Howard mentioned that. But also it's not like you're shoving this big Pip-Boy screen to your face, and that's how you look at it. It kind of looks like you're looking at your arm, and you see your hand controlling the Pip-Boy, so it's a bit more realistic in that sense. I really like that touch.
Yeah, and the dials are on the right side now, I think.
Yes.
You know what's funny? I didn't even notice that until someone brought it. I think, Lone, you brought it up. I didn't even notice that until then. Yeah, I watched your video. I'm like, oh my god. Like, I remember someone briefly mentioning it. They're like, look, Matty, the dial's on the right side. I'm like, yeah, that's great. And then, I looked at Lone's video, and he shows, like, the Fallout 3 Pip-Boy, and I see him on the left side, and I see him on the correct side, which is the right side in Fallout 4. I'm like, what? How'd they fuck that up? I guess, when you think about it, they weren't trying to make it so that you interact with it constantly.
Exactly.
So I'm guessing that's why.
It would have just
they didn't really think of it.
And because they had to make a real-life one now, they kind of wanted to probably get that right.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
They really hammered away at it. Okay, so speaking of the Pip-Boy Lone, I noticed how you highlighted, the animated models and stuff. I love that.
Yeah.
I'm so happy
Me
about
too.
that. That's like what I dreamed the Pip-Boy would do is, kind of have these animated 3D images that you can hopefully, I didn't notice any features in the trailer, but or like looking at the controls, I didn't see, but hopefully you can like enlarge them like you did in Skyrim and rotate them. I always did that when I got a new weapon. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah.
So I really hope they let you do that.
Yeah.
And it also
I mean,
says
I'll kind of miss Vault Boy though in his little images, but
Yeah, when he's like walking in the fucking picture with the status screen and he's like all smiling, I'm like, this is adorable.
oh yeah. And with the special thing, he's drinking his coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like how they have like a new thing now where instead of just like having like the face change and like having body parts be crippled, now he like walks around on a crutch when you're crippled and you open the menu.
Oh, does
Yeah, I noticed that too. That was pretty awesome.
He's like any place he's injured is like bandaged up and stuff. Like his head will have bandages on it, his arm will be broken and in a sling, and he'll have like a broken leg and he'll be walking on a crutch. It's kind of funny.
The only interesting thing about the Pip-Boy is that it's a latch that you attach to your arm. It's not this permanent thing that's fixed. How weird is that compared to Pip-Boy?
Yeah, the way he put it on, like it looks so weak. I'm like, isn't that gonna fall off?
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. It was just strange. But other than that, yeah, it's something that we spend so much time with in Fallout, and you kind of forget or you don't appreciate how fundamental the Pip-Boy is. So it's good that they put a lot of effort into it.
Is.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can play games now.
You can play games.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's so awesome. They need a fucking Pip-Boy version or a Vault Boy version of like I think it was the original Donkey Kong or something like that, where you like jump
Red
the barrels
Menace.
and stuff.
That's
Red
cool.
Menace. That's what it is. Awesome.
Cool.
I mean, I'll
they
probably
had-
never like do that, but it's pretty cool.
They'll
Nah,
never do it.
I think they're going to implement a lot of like playable games as like collectibles and stuff. And I think they'll be like the addicting little 15-minute thing. You just give it a try.
Oh, they gotta go all meta and put Fallout Shelter on it.
Oh my God, imagine. No, they showed one game. It was like the other one where you were shooting missiles from the sky. I don't know if anyone noticed, but they were all buildings from like Fallout specifically. And there was one on the left that was the Lucky 38 that I noticed. I'm like, oh my God, this
cool.
is just... Yeah, it's like, that's the thing. It's just cool. It's like a little thing they didn't have to do, but they did it right, and it's cool.
The little things
There you go,
count.
Obsidian. There's your little reference there.
The little props.
Hey, that just popped into
what
my
I-
head. Fallout 4, so we're going to get an Obsidian Fallout now. That's awesome.
Hopefully.
I don't see that happening.
I reckon it will.
Not after Bethesda shafted them a lot of money because they were 1.
I got 84 instead of 85. Huh?
Yeah, so we're not going to pay you. I was just like, well,
Well, if
there
you were
goes
the head of
80
Bethesda...
Yeah, but those guys love Fallout so much at Obsidian.
Yep.
I think they'd probably overlook that. Really.
yeah, but they don't even have Chris Avalon anymore. He left.
Oh yeah, true. But they still got like Tim Kaine, I think.
They have
who's the
Tim Kaine,
creator.
I think, yeah. The creator of
so.
Fallout. Pretty big deal.
Yeah.
What about Brian Fargo? He's doing his own thing on Kickstarter.
Yeah,
Kickstarter. He's
yeah,
doing
he's
like
with,
art style
Wasteland
for.
too.
Yeah.
No, he's doing well.
There was what else was there? Oh, I liked how the Pip-Boy is no longer a pause menu. It's kind of like a it's a pause menu. It's kind of brought to life.
Yeah, well, that's like the thing they're doing with this game is trying to make everything more fluid and dynamic and not like stopping time at all magically.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I wonder if it's going to be like real time in a way now where like the world's still going on around you as you interact with this and like, work your menu and stuff. Because I always said that. I always kind of wanted that because a good example would be, like you said, Monty, The Last of Us, where, you put down your backpack and stuff is still happening around you, while you're like mid-combat creating these like, the Molotovs or whatever. I always wanted the Pip-Boy to kind of do that, not where you're creating things mid-combat, but where it's not just a pause device,
But
I really hope
that's weird though, because alright, this is the thing that I noticed about the Pip-Boy, because obviously Pip-Boy underpins VATS. VATS is no longer a pause thing. It slows down
more like
everything
bullet
fundamentally. So does that mean when you enter the Pip-Boy, time slows and doesn't stop? Is that what it is now?
Are you talking about for the Pip-Boy or
for the Pip-Boy? Because when you look at the Pip-Boy in Fallout 3, time stops. When you use VATS with the Pip-Boy in Fallout 3, time stops. But now when you use VATS in Fallout 4 with the Pip-Boy, time just slows down.
It doesn't. Yeah, it slows down. It doesn't stop, which I thought was really interesting. Kind of neat actually, because it adds a little more of like a rather than like okay, I can just stop and rest. You're definitely more like a oh shit, you know, like you have to think. Even though it's slowed down, you still have to really think for a second. You know,
and I think that's kind of addressing a lot of the issues people had with VATS. It's like, oh, it's really cheap, it's overpowered, you can just stop time and spam VATS. But now, if you're like about to be killed by a Deathclaw, it's not just going to stop the Deathclaw dead in its tracks. It's still going to attack you, and you have to really quickly make your decision where you're going to attack the Deathclaw, for example. So
yeah, I really like the new VATS personally.
Yeah,
as do I.
I'll be right back.
All right.
We're going to have to talk about the UI because I don't like the UI at all. It's fucking shocking.
What, the HUD?
All right. So,
like the ammo counter.
Is there anything else we need to talk about on the Pip-Boy at all? Any last words before we move on to the HUD when we're in the open world and stuff?
You can listen to holotapes.
Pip-Boy editions are sold out.
Yeah, the editions are sold out. That's sad.
Yep, sorry everybody. I'm not a fucking retailer. Stop asking me, please. Everyone thinks I know that they're in stock. I'm like, I don't.
Maddie,
well, you're in the
work at
Illuminati,
Bethesda.
right?
Don't lie,
Yeah, like,
alright?
Yeah, everyone. That's someone said that. Someone like brought because I forgot about that joke. So someone's like, "You work at Bethesda though, don't you?" I'm like, "Right, okay, that was good."
Yep. But P. Hines refuses to acknowledge him.
Yeah, that stuff just bothers me, man. Pete, like, come on, just notice me, acknowledge me once, and I will just be set. You used to know I existed.
Hey, well, I'm muted, so, you know, you can join the club.
Yeah, I honestly probably think I'm muted, too. I got it.
You're not muted. He responded to me twice.
Shit.
Well, it's because he sent out a tweet saying, stop mentioning me with other people or some shit, so that's probably why.
No, I always tag him, like, separately, like, away from everything else. Like, I need him to acknowledge my existence to just validate my internet personality.
Anyway.
All right, so we'll move on to what Lone was about to rant about, I guess. The UI in Fallout.
It's shit. I'm so sorry. This is the one thing that really jaded me. It looks goofy. It looks just... First of all, I know that games
it's a very 60s style.
Look, games are going to be optimized for consoles. I understand that. That's where predominantly, with both consoles counted into it, that's where most of the sales are going to come from. So the UI elements are naturally going to be big because they're played on a big screen with consoles. But it's not that I'm upset about. It just doesn't look as clean and as kind of... The term I want to use, professional, it looks really, really goofy and I don't know. I just don't like it.
The style it's actually going with. If you look at the power armor specifically, the power armor
one looks nice.
That looks nice.
Hold on. The UI it's going after is analog 50s and early 60s style like technology, so like analog radio faces and stuff like that, which is very blatant, clear lights. You know, it's just like bloop, bleep, blop. You know, it's like, here's a square. This is for that. And that's what they're going after. I understand exactly what you mean because I kind of noticed the same thing. However, it's a style choice.
Yeah.
I
mean, I think it's a little bit better than Fallout 3 New Vegas's. Like really
to be honest, I prefer the Fallout 3 ones. Those look a bit more retro and.
See, I like.
I mean, I think the compass is definitely better, for sure.
Here's what I liked. I liked Fallout 3 and New Vegas Vanilla UI until I tried Darn UI. Then I saw
Darn is the best.
Yeah, Darn UI is hands down the best. And I think Bethesda tried to do their own. Because if you notice, the text and everything is smaller. It's less intrusive on the screen. It's less like cramped up and like blocking. I don't want to say blocking everything because Fallout's HUD really never blocked anything. But you get what I'm saying. Like it was smaller. And I think that's what they were going for with that look. But I think the text is too lime green. That's the issue.
You'll probably be able to change it.
Yeah, well, as long as you can change it, I'll be happy.
Yeah, you've been able to change it.
I mean, I need my blue HUD.
Same, dude. I rock the blue. I love
the
it.
blue's the best.
Unless they got purple now.
In my opinion, though, I think that the HUD is possibly going to change until launch. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
And that's something.
I mean, especially like
the
ammo thing. Like that just looked like it's a work in progress, kind of.
Yeah, exactly. It just looks like a work in progress right now. It looks like a draft version.
I'm sorry, but the ammo counter, like everyone's like the new and improved ammo counter. I'm like, that ammo counter looks like shit. Yeah, what the fuck is that thing? That looks like something out of COD 4 or something like that.
I'm gonna stop you guys real quick. I do have to hop off right now. If I come back and you guys are still on, I would love to join. I have to. Yeah, I gotta do something.
I go fix his arc.
Basically, it's in the shop, so I gotta go pick it up. But good talking to you guys. Hopefully I can hop back in. So peace.
Yeah, this will be a long podcast, so
Yes.
we'll see you, bro.
Peace out, guys.
Okay, and we are back. I don't even want to call that technical difficulties. What do we call that? That's called
Or like a Noah fuck up.
Yeah, Noah fuck up.
Crash his arc into an iceberg.
Yeah, literally, because he decides to host a call and then hop out mid-podcast to go bring his key back to work or some shit. I don't fucking know. Like I said, works at a wash shop, but no time for the podcast. That joke will never get old. All right, we were talking about UI. We were talking about the color, changing that. I think that feature will be back because it's been in every Fallout game.
Yeah, it'll be.
Yeah.
I just don't like the UI. It's one of those it's not my cup of tea kind of things. I don't like it.
I understand.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, I think they should have just blatantly copied darn UI. Like paid the man some money, been like, hey, we really noticed that this is like one of the most downloaded mods. Can we use this?
Yeah, I really like that sort of futuristic look, I guess. Mm-hmm. And I kind of hope with like the Institute and shit that they'd use that kind of mode.
Yeah. I mean, it's
not that big of a deal.
I really like the, while we're talking about text, I don't know if you guys agree with this. I love the terminal text, though. I like that a lot. That looked more, the most updated text, I guess you could say. That sounds weird to say, but I really like the look of that when he was working the terminal in the settlement mode, which we'll get to in a little.
Yep.
Yeah, and I like the round one
to get
too.
text right.
That's why I think it's not a final form of this text. It definitely didn't look like a final form. It didn't have any borders to the text or anything. It kind of almost blended in with the screen in a way. Like, it had the right sizing, maybe a little bit bigger in my opinion. But overall, I think it didn't have any like shaders on it. It didn't have anything like a drop shadow. Like it was missing stuff. It wasn't final.
It definitely struck me as a work in progress.
Yeah, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, like, the game's 5 months out and it's text. I think that can be fixed easily, whether it's a mod, which will be available on consoles. So now console players can shut the fuck up, finally. But anyways, we'll move on to, so we're out. We escaped Vault 111. I was a little, am I the only one who was a little kind of bothered that they've kind of officially spoiled that exit the vault scene? I was a little rubbed the wrong way. I guess like it's kind of good that...
I think what like the big catches with it is like what Todd said, like you see it beforehand and we're going to go through that whole pre-war sequence, which, you know, we only saw a teeny bit of it, and then we come out and then we see all the shit again. So, I mean, I don't think it's been ruined.
Yeah, I guess not ruined is the correct word, but rather slightly spoiled. Like the exiting the vault was obviously a highlight. Watching, you know, the sprint to the vault was a highlight. Just kind of knowing that stuff. Obviously, it'll be subject to change a little bit before launch, but, you know, still.
Like, the trailer itself gave us a little tease, so I was okay with that because it was just as the light shines on your eyes, and then you see just that glimpse of what would be the scenic overlook in Fallout 3. But in the E3 gameplay, they just did a 360 view. They're like, look at fucking everything.
Yeah.
So I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, like it's not like end of the world because, you know, they didn't show a fucking like percent of this game. So and, you know, there's so much to it.
I mean, I don't think that feeling is ever going to get old. Like, still playing Fallout 3 and leaving the vault, it's still a cool feeling.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that is a really good point.
So we escaped the vault. We're walking to Sanctuary Hills, I believe is the name of the development that that this guy lives in. We see him talk to Codsworth. We find out...
But just before that, though, Todd Howard mentions the whole new engine.
Volumetric lighting.
Yes.
Volumetric lighting and full base rendering, or whatever that
he said. Fucking creek. Did anyone see that creek? It looks so gorgeous. Oh my
god, yeah.
And like the shrubs, oh my god.
I was more so focused because, you know, he said volumetric lighting, and like I noticed that with like you could see the light seeping through everything. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome.
And that I think is really going to help with having. I still don't know whether if you can enter a house, for example, and you have to go through a loading screen, but if it's that seamless transition, you're going to have light seeping through the door and through the windows, and it's going to be really, really seamless in that sense, and I really like that.
You know, you saw Codsworth obviously enter a house. You know, there was no door opening, but you saw him walk into a house without, you know, loading screens.
Yeah, I think most of the small buildings won't have loading screens, but like the big things, like the Institute or whatever, are going to have loading screens probably. The big areas.
Yeah. Yep.
What else was there? So at that point, we're walking through the wasteland. We learn a little bit about the engine, which I think looks a lot better personally. I think I think I think it's actually kind of interesting that it's at an upgrade version of Creation. I was pretty surprised that they didn't do like a build up from the ground up kind of thing. I was
well, because Todd said that they wanted to keep working on it after Skyrim.
Yeah,
keep iterating on it.
Yeah, I remember making a video on that, and that's why I was like partially surprised, but partially not surprised. I was like, okay, I kind of knew this, but I like how they really speaking of like just Todd speaking in general. I love how Bethesda answered all our questions for the most part. I can't really think of any questions that have arisen right off the top of my head.
I mean, the only real questions left are about like the story itself, and of course they don't want to spoil that.
Yeah, absolutely. But you gotta really hand it to them because they it's like they almost knew what the questions were because they obviously have been rehearsing this reveal for a while, like since May, but they revealed it in June 3rd. And then they had the E3 conference a couple of weeks later. So it's like they almost rounded up all the questions they needed to answer. But they obviously couldn't have done all that work in advance. You know what I'm saying? Like the gameplay demo, the trailers and shit. Like there's no way they did that all like within like a week and a half.
No, of course.
So it's actually really good foresight by them to have been able to answer all those questions.
Yeah. Well, I just think all the planning that went into this by, Pete and his marketing team, about how they revealed it beforehand and then showed the gameplay. I think that was just a brilliant move.
Yeah.
Because it just caught everyone off guard and then, keeps generating hype and shit.
Yeah.
The timing, I think, was just done to perfection. I mean, I know people might have been upset that the game was essentially announced before E3 and they wanted that surprise, but it was that 2-week period was just right. It wasn't too short. It wasn't too long.
Yeah.
So it gave us time to settle, absorb, detail, everything that was seen in the trailer. And then when the time was right, we saw the further gameplay at E3.
Mm-hmm.
And now we've got only until November until the game is released. I think they've nailed the timing.
Yeah.
It's been really, really good.
Yeah, we'll talk about the release date in a little bit. Sorry, I'm just trying to keep it in order with those because if we go all over the place here, like we will just totally lose track of where we're at in this press conference. So that's why I'm just trying to like keep it all in order.
Yeah, well, we can just have like a 10-hour podcast, right?
Exactly.
No, we can't have a 10-hour podcast.
24-hour marathon?
Yeah, I have a 24-hour stream coming up at some point, so yeah, I gotta.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Damn.
I'm gonna probably die. But anyways, so at this point, after we meet Codsworth in Sanctuary Hills, we go a little bit further, and I doubt this is how we're actually gonna meet Dogmeat, but we see him just sitting at the gas station near Sanctuary Hills, where he starts talking to him. And he says, "You want to come with me, pal?" And he comes with him.
Yeah, Dogmeat.
Yeah, so
no, he's not coming with me.
I find it interesting that Dogmeat has subtly changed dog breeds.
Well, I mean, I think Dogmeat is just like kind of a name that gets passed on.
It's a concept.
Yeah,
I don't think it's just one dog.
Yeah, but I just blue healer,
Yeah, and also when you meet the dog, it's just dog at first, but then later it becomes Dogmeat. So
I think it's just
name it.
Yeah, it's definitely you can definitely name it. I can already almost I don't want to say guarantee, but like you could just tell that the dog's name can change because, like you said, it went from dog to Dogmeat. So clearly someone picked a name for it. So I'd imagine that it's going to be the moniker is Dogmeat, but then you just give it your own name.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting. The companion commands were actually seamless in a Mass Effect kind of style where you can like go over there, you point at where to go and like the dog would run straight to where he pointed. He told him to like pick up a wrench and the dog ran, got the wrench and came back to him. I thought
that actually see the wrench.
Yeah. I thought and what was actually even awesome was that little attention to detail when like he hands him the wrench and then the dog kind of sits and kind of like wags his butt and like, you see his tongue hanging out of his mouth. Like,
so
yeah, like he was so happy. Like he did it. Like, he's like, good job.
I mean, just all the animations look so cool and so smooth. Like just,
which
like
is
opening the power armor and, pistol whipping people and all that shit.
Opening a real step up for Bethesda's animators.
Like, holy shit.
Because,
complete step up.
Yeah.
I mean, Skyrim, in my opinion, wasn't bad for the time, especially. It really wasn't that bad, but in retrospect it was. But, like, Fallout 4 really does look like they upped their animation, like, even when it comes to monsters and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, still in Skyrim, when you
features.
open a chest, like, you don't see inside the chest. But it looks like in Fallout 4, when you open the fridge, you can actually, see what's in it and then grab it.
And that's a good point, because I know that there were a lot of mods for Skyrim that when you open a barrel, for example, you actually see the lid of the barrel lift up. But in the base vanilla game, you don't have that.
I don't know why, but that just adds so much, like, immersion, and I like that so much.
It does.
Yeah.
It really does.
I mean, I think, like, Dying Light did that.
Going back to the Dogmeat thing, the whole controlling him and giving him commands, I think that's going to add a strategic aspect to Fallout 4, which I'm presuming that it could be part of a quest. Like, for example, you need Dogmeat to go and fetch a particular item because you can't go in there for some reason. Like, I think they're really going to build that in. It's not just going to be gimmicky. You can tell Dogmeat to attack that random enemy.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, do that.
Sneak into a raider camp or some shit.
That'd be cool. Send him in for the first attack and then work your way around the back. It can be interesting, or put him on like a patrol mode, something like that. Yeah. I've heard that you can actually set your companions to guard your outpost, like your settlements while you're away.
That makes sense.
I'll set my other companions to guard the outpost, and Dogmeat's coming with me all the time.
What else was there? So then after this, we see VATS for the first time. Let's talk about the new VATS. Finally, we're getting to the meat and potatoes of this fucking podcast like an hour later.
VATS back is just awesome. Like, I know a lot of people either didn't like VATS or it wasn't their cup of tea or whatever, but if you don't want to use VATS, don't use it. It's there for people that like the feature, because I think it's one of the most unique features or mechanics in video games, period. Just think about how they actually came up with that concept. Nothing like that was in a video game prior. So why would they drop that?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, pretty much everyone loved it.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. I love it. I to be honest, at times I spammed VATS, and I probably shouldn't have done that. But now with the whole slowing down as opposed to stopping time, I think that'll stop that a little bit. And I think VATS is a good mix between, if you've used the bullet time mod in Fallout 3 or Fallout New Vegas.
Yeah, it's literally a mix of the two.
Exactly. So I really like it.
Yeah, I mean, like, I did like a video on my small little shitty YouTube channel about well, compared to you guys, about if VATS should return or not, and the pros or cons. And because I mean, VATS is overpowered in 3 in New Vegas. I mean, because like if you see a Deathclaw coming, you just press VATS, 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 VATS.
Yes.
So I mean, I kind of like this, how it just slows it down instead, and you can't just sit there with all the time in the world. It just makes it more tactical, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What I think is one of the more interesting additions is the critical bar that is built upon your luck skill.
That's cool.
If your luck's high enough, as each shot goes off, that critical will go up. And so while you're mid-shot, it'll say execute critical.
Execute.
And then you just press A, and then it'll give you like a crit. And you'll see a little animation of the Vault Boy like twirl 2 pistols and blow out the smoke on them both. I'm like, yes.
Wait, I was thinking, does that mean that there might be dual wielding?
Oh, imagine. Oh my God, I didn't even think of that.
Oh, I don't know.
Because they updated, because also while we're here, we're talking about VATS. We see a whole new first-person mechanic. Like, we see a crosshair that expands as you move. You can aim down the sights and everything.
Like, the gunplay looks so sweet. I might not even use VATS that much, to be honest.
Yeah.
It looks so nice. Because they brought people in from id Software and
I was
Bungie,
about to say that. Yeah. They brought in Bungie and id Software to...
Thank God.
Yeah, and I was pretty spot on. I said that they're either bringing in the guy who worked on Destiny for either to help improve the shooting mechanics or implement an online mode. And since Pete Hines has already confirmed this is a single player only game, you heard that, yes, single player only, no multiplayer mode, enough theories.
Yeah. He's like, someone asked, I want to explore the wasteland with a friend. He's like, put 2 monitors right next to each other or some shit.
Typical Pete.
He's so snarky.
He's such a
sometimes.
savage.
I love it.
Yeah, but, we see this new gunplay that's clearly inspired from, like, Wolfenstein with id Tech and Doom Rage, like you said, Lone, and obviously, Destiny, because they brought in a guy who worked on Destiny. So they really took a lot of feedback into account. They said that was one of the harder things to do was, upgrade the shooting. What do you guys think about it? Obviously, it's awesome, but was there any, like, standout thing? I think I was most impressed with just how... it's a single-player RPG, but just how great the shooting looked as a whole, because it's like, it looks like a first-person shooter from that respect, in a good way, though. Like a good, solid, mechanical first-person shooter.
Yeah, it looked really smooth. And like I mentioned, like the pistol whipping thing, that was on my wish list, and I'm glad they somehow implemented that.
Yeah, it doesn't look as clunky and as awkward as Fallout 3 on New Vegas does, and even with aiming down sights, it just didn't look nice. It was really, really awkward and clunky. But with Fallout 4, I think smooth is the best word to use. It just looks like an actual FPS.
Smooth as butter.
And Rage is the game that
I didn't even think it would be possible, though. That's the thing. Like, I was looking at the shooting for this game. I'm like, they made this shooting just kind of like an id Tech game like that, like really... heavy, like like and like you see like the recoil of the weapon, and like the crosshairs are awesome, and stuff. That's really the first time I've ever said that.
Yeah, it's still not like a Call of Duty or Battlefield feel.
It's still Fallout.
It still feels Fallout. Yeah.
That's why I was looking at it, I'm like, how did they do this? Like, it looks awesome.
Yeah, it looks perfect.
And some of the weapons too are awesome. Like, did you see the sledgehammer with a rocket attached to the back of it?
What?
Awesome. Did you not see that?
I didn't see the rocket. I saw a fucking sledgehammer. What the?
There's a sledgehammer and it has a rocket attached to the back of the...
What?
Are you serious?
What?
Yeah.
Well, how the fuck does that work?
Oh my god.
So it's pretty much a rocket propels the sledgehammer, so you're not really swinging it.
It's like it blew him to bits. Oh my god.
Yeah.
He obliterated that guy. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, well, I saw something that said like triple-barreled missile launcher. Like,
oh yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
How about like double-barreled Fat Man? Like, can we make that?
See, what were the numbers exactly? I think he said 50 base weapons and 700 weapon modifications.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Let's do it.
I think
like plasma snipers. Oh god.
Yeah, well, let's. I think after we saw that section, I think they started talking about Fallout Shelter, I believe.
Yeah, we can skip that.
Yeah, you want to skip?
I haven't even played it yet.
Yeah, I know.
Game's already got me broke.
Yeah, I already put $10 into it. And it's totally optional, by the way, people. Those listening out there who have Androids alone as well, it's totally optional to pay. Like, you really don't have to. But like, since I knew it was Bethesda Game Studios and I wanted to make my vault better, which was just a waste of money because now my iPad is like totally broken and my vault's like fucking dead. I wasted $10, but I'll be back soon to give it a try. But it's such a for a brief discussion. It's such a good idea. It's literally like...
Oh, it was a brilliant idea.
Yeah, it's literally like XCOM, I guess you could say, in that way where like, you're managing like all these different rooms and stuff and like everyone has their own part, but it puts that beautiful Fallout feel into it perfectly. Yeah, literally perfectly.
And from the marketing side, just to get people talking about Fallout before Fallout 4's release, I mean, because it's the #1 app right now. So, I mean, that's just great.
It's beating Candy Crush. It's making more money than Candy Crush.
Especially, the kicker is having it released the night of the showcase. That was the kicker.
Yeah.
Because if you say, it's coming out in a month,
Android,
people will forget about it.
Could have been better.
Oh.
No.
2 months from now, they said. That's what they're saying. 2 months.
2 months? Yeah. Like, who cares about Fallout Shelter in 2 months?
In 2 months, it's going to be QuakeCon, and people are going to be talking about Fallout 4 again. It's not smart, in my opinion. Exactly. They should have done it in a month, in my opinion. But then I thought to myself, 2 months from now, it's QuakeCon, they could say, and then Android users, Fallout Shelter is live now, and then get like a revitalization of the app again.
Yeah, but that's when people in the crowd turn around to each other and be like, what the fuck is Fallout Shelter? Does anyone remember that?
It's Fallout Shelter. I don't think it'll be that forgettable, honestly. Like, I know we're saying this within the first few days it's been out, but I just feel like it's it's not like this app that's going to be compelling like all the way up until launch, but I think it's a nice Fallout fix. Like, Android players will be able to get their fix in a couple of months and they'll play it a little bit. It'll be fun.
I mean, I've been checking on it at least once a day.
Yeah, that's all you really need is to check on it a day, like once a day, maybe 2 or 3 times. But
I mean, I got like the Satanic Vault going, Vault 666.
I think I put it after my birthday, which is today, by the way, 6/20. As we record.
Oh, that's such a birthday. Happy birthday,
yeah, happy
Matty.
birthday. Should he say?
No, please.
Recording a podcast on your birthday, that's effort.
Yeah, right? I should be out with my girlfriend right now, but I'm podcasting instead. That's how fucking dedicated I am.
Yeah, the dedication is real.
Oh my god. It's like, I'm gonna be, the family's gonna be over tonight. That's what I said. But anyways, okay, so where are we now? We talked about Fallout Shelter. I think after this, what do we see next? I'm trying to remember this. This is such a
we saw the Pip-Boy, right? And then it went to the Pip-Boy
we talked
edition.
about the Pip-Boy really early, so that's out of the way.
Well, I think it gets into the base building.
But we didn't talk about the second screen.
Base building, that's where we're at. Yeah, after the Pip-Boy, they go into the base building. Oh my god.
Oh god.
Oh, where do we start with this? This is such a fucking huge feature. The first thing we see is him walk up to a workbench, and he like activates this mode, and he just starts scrapping down anything he can look at. He can literally turn into nothing.
Yeah.
I think that, first of all, was impressive. I thought it was going to be like, certain pre-built buildings to kind of build around to give each place like a unique feel. No, like you see a fucking shed, you can just bring that down. You see a giant building, you literally bring that all the way down.
Yeah, it's not like some shitty Hearthfire remix. It's like completely like...
That's what I thought it was going to be. It was like Hearthfire.
Yeah. But it's like, no, you can build whatever. I just like the whole
concept. I like the concept of being able to build your own settlement and it's yours.
Yeah. And then you can connect them with trade routes.
exactly, you can build shops, you can have different vendors, and as you said, trade routes and diamond caravans between different settlements, because you can have more than one settlement. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I literally flipped when I saw it, because apparently you can manage those from your Pip-Boy. Oh, so God. I think it's gonna be pretty.
That's cool.
I really like Pip-Boy. Pip-Boy edition.
Yeah, exactly. So you can literally look at your wrist and like connect to the Wi-Fi in your fucking kitchen while you're getting food to go back and play more Fallout 4. You're like, holy crap, my fucking caravan's being ambushed. You sprint back to your room like a fucking.
I'm definitely using the Pip-Boy in my Pip-Boy edition. Oh, yeah. I'm doing.
No, I'm going to as well. I'm going to be that guy. I was about to say I paid $150 to get that on the day the game fucking comes out. Like I want to use it.
Do you know what's cool though is that I've bought the one for the Xbox One edition, but I can still use that on PC. Yeah, I think that's awesome.
That's cool. The app is universal, not like locked.
I mean, I don't know if mine's gonna come in the mail the day it releases. I might have to get a Steam one that day too.
We're working on
I'm getting one for each console, because here's how I'm looking at it. You know, you obviously want PC for mods, and because that's going to be... Bethesda games are best on PC. I'm sorry.
And better graphics.
Yeah, better graphics. Like, I don't care what you say. Like, I know people argue, like, every game for PC, but Bethesda games are hand down the best on PC. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Then I want to get it on Xbox One, because that's where console mods come first. I want to try those out. Hell yeah, I do. Mm. But then I want it on PS4 because I'm a trophy whore. You guys know how much I love collecting trophies. I want a platinum Fallout 4.
Let me get this straight. I still got to get on my freeze. You're going to be spending what would it be, $180 for you?
No, $150 was my PS4 copy. Then 60s. Okay, $270 is what I'd be spending on Fallout 4.
Jesus
Jiminy Crickets.
Christ.
Jiminy Crickets.
Fuck me. That's almost as much as a PS4.
But Fallout 4 is worth more than a PS4.
I've literally been waiting for this game like so long. Yes. This game has been my livelihood for like 3 years now. Like I'm going to give them the money they deserve because of how much they fucking like have helped me. Yeah, it's amazing.
Wait, and not only that, and then what did you say? You spent $120 on the toys as well?
Yeah. Oh my God. So that's such an idiot.
That's $400, Matty. You've just spent as much money as a PS4.
I haven't pre-ordered the other systems yet, but I'm going to soon.
Dear God.
That's now I'm hearing rumors, keyword rumors, that there's going to be like a collection of all the Fallout games announced. So like this rumor comes from a trusted source. So like I'm going to die, man. They're gonna fucking empty my wallet.
Let's take all my money. Let's take all of it.
Yeah, literally. Like I know people say it as a joke, but literally that's what I'm doing. Like take all my money. Bethesda, Jesus.
I mean, you're not gonna need another game again. This game is everything.
Yeah, unless Coder 3 comes out, then I'm dropping everything on the fucking face of this earth to play that. But that's never gonna happen naturally. So.
What were we talking about?
The settlement system. We went from Hearthfire scrap mode to actually it being a fully fledged feature.
Yeah. Yep.
So we see him,
and the reason why I like that is there's a mod that I use in Fallout 3, which is the player home mod, where
I've seen that.
You can actually set up your home with turrets and defenses, and raiders can actually attack. I want to say that's the exact mod that they got the inspiration from.
Oh yeah, you can see the mod inspiration. Popular.
Yeah, and there's one called Wasteland Defense, I think, for New Vegas. People are talking about.
Definitely. I just love how... I'm getting off topic, but I love how they incorporate player mods into their next game. I think that's so cool.
And give them no credit whatsoever.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, we thought of this. We've been thinking of this forever.
Yeah,
this is an idea we wrote down like a couple of years back.
Todd Howard thought of this in 1997 when he just graduated high school.
Todd Howard.
Yeah, when he said he was like, 21 years ago when I joined Bethesda, I'm like, 21 years ago, dude, you look like you're like fucking like 28. Like, well, how?
Are you attracted to Todd? Like, you've mentioned this twice now, Matty.
I attracted to Todd?
Or was that Noah? Yeah.
Yes? He's a good-looking man. I can honestly admit that.
He's a good-looking man, I'm just saying.
I mean, Pete Hines, on the other hand,
he's not bad. Dude, when he came out all dressed up on stage, I was like, not bad, Pete. All right.
I mean, he's kind of got short arms though.
Yeah, I think Pete Hines is a full-fledged soccer player because he's got he's literally got stocky legs. Like he literally does, and he does play soccer.
I love as an American, he likes soccer. That's awesome.
Yeah,
and I love how we're analyzing like Bethesda's employees' looks now. This is great.
We're so shallow.
The most in-depth Bethesda podcast out there.
Seriously.
Alright, so anything more to say about...
Oh, there's so much to say about this settlement mode. Okay, so we see him literally, like I said, we see him scrap down this building from top to bottom, and then build it the fuck back up. Now, what I'm wondering is, okay, we have all these items. We see him putting down like airplane seats and stuff. How do you get these? Do you have like, okay, like do you find schematics to be able to build these items, or are you just able to build them like right off the bat? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you think they're going to implement a system that unlocks special like settlement items and stuff?
Well, either it's probably level locked, or it's like creating the weapon mods where you got to find all the different pieces and shit, different materials.
Mm-hmm. Well, I want to say though that for particular structures there would be schematics for it.
Yeah,
like that's just the way Bethesda have done it in the past. So I
think that'd be cool, because that would be like another. You know, obviously. You'd have the unique weapons and armor, but then I think it'd be cool to have like unique schematics for like unique weapon parts that would be, you know, or like unique house parts, whatever you want to call them, like a turret that shoots fucking missiles. I don't know. You get what I'm saying?
Teddy bears.
Yeah, it shoots. It's a junk. It's literally like a turret that's a junk jet. You know, like that'd be awesome.
Yeah, why'd they change the name from rocket launcher to junk jet? I don't get that.
It's a new game. I guess that's what they're going for. All right, so. I want to talk about that. We see, okay, so I'll bring into a discussion I had on a video. When he opens the Pip-Boy, we don't see anything mentioned about skills at all. And it, you know, a lot of things support it, such as like intelligence. They don't mention anything about, you know, it affecting the amount of skill points you get. And it seems like more skills have been incorporated into your special stats, like agility affects your sneak. And when you evenly spread out all 21 points, you can only fit 4 for each special slot. So it seems like you're going to be able to increase that number, because that's a very low number to start with, because usually, I mean, I know it's a small difference, but it's usually just 5. So I feel like as you level up, you can increase this and stuff or whatnot. But I was just thinking to myself that, you know, with the leveling system being different, oh my god, I just lost my train of thought. Fucking shit, I shouldn't have looked at my phone. I literally glanced down at my fucking phone.
Thought I heard it fading.
Oh my.
That's okay. Well, we can just talk about the fact that why are skills missing.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it's fairly obvious it's going to be like some sort of skill tree like Skyrim.
Mm-hmm. Because I know you can upgrade perks.
Yeah. Like when you level up, you choose either like, you know, repair, bartering speech, whatever, and you level that up, and then you get to choose a perk.
That's what I was going to say. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but like you see, what I was going to get at before I looked at my phone was when, you know, speaking of the skill system, you know, we don't see skills, but then we see when he's creating the house, him setting up a bobblehead stand.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly right.
So, do we actually? I mean, that's kind of like a back and forth thing. It's like there's not going to be skills, but then here are bobbleheads that represent skills. But are these bobbleheads actually going to be perks now? Because like science is sorry to interrupt you for the third time, but science is going to be like a perk. It seems like it was mentioned in the. It was shown on like the bottom right corner of the screen during like a weapon crafting segment. You know, you saw science. It was like rank 2. So it seems like that's like a perk now in a way.
I don't think the fact that the Pip-Boy didn't have a separate section for skills, it doesn't necessarily mean that we're not going to have skills. It could be incorporated into the other areas, like to the special area of the Pip-Boy. I can't see how they would just get rid of skills, and God, I hope they don't have something similar to Skyrim's system.
Well, I mean, I think that's kind of going to be what it is. I mean, not the same, but like I said, when you level up, you pick which skill you want to level up, and then you get to choose a perk for that skill or whatever. I mean, so basically, I think they're streamlining it more.
That pigeonholes you so much. It really does pigeonhole you. Like with Fallout 3, you could anytime you leveled up, you could pick whatever skill you wanted, and then that way you would get perks which are, yes, suited to your particular skill, but then you could also get general perks. The thing I don't like about Skyrim is when you pick a particular area that you want to progress in the level tree, you're forced and pigeonholed to pick a particular perk in that tree. I don't like that. You know what I mean? Like, for example, in Fallout 3, you level up and you're on level 4. You can pick the Educated perk because that's a perk that's pretty much available for any particular level. I think it's level 4 and you need to have a particular intelligence skill. But what I'm seeing from this system, if you're right, Monty, is that if you're pigeonholed into picking a small guns area, for example, the Educated perk wouldn't be there. Is there going to be a general tree as well where those general perks are available?
Well, that's the thing.
It doesn't...
Is that I've noticed that, okay, when you're looking through the special skills, now perception affects your guns. It affects how accurate you are with your guns. Agility affects your sneak skill. Like I said, it seems like they're incorporating more of your skills into your special stats.
I mean, like going back to like the very first trailer, the very first screenshot, it shows like the perk poster, and it's like it has special across the top, and then it has all the perks in the S category and P and E. So I think that's kind of what it's gonna be.
Yeah.
I just don't know how I feel about that, to be honest.
I mean, the thing I hated about Skyrim was that the perks were such shit. That's the only thing
that's the thing. They were kind of like, it was like, oh, look at all these perks. You can literally upgrade what skill you want and then go in and upgrade them even further. But they were kind of like, until you got really deep, and then like they were kind of gimmicky, like, unlocking kill cams for like each one was obviously a highlight, but...
So as long as the perks are like the same as they are in New Vegas,
Fallout perks are notoriously good. They have a good catalog. Me and Lone both made videos on like previously revealed perks because of that poster, and they have a lot of good returning ones like Bloody Mess and Action Boy and stuff like that. That I'd be happy to see because like I said, they have a new perk rank system. You're going to be able to upgrade these perks in some way. I feel like that's where your experience points are going to go, or like when you level up, that's where you're going to go to level up. You're going to maybe bump up you're going to get like 1 point for your special skills, and then you're going to get 1 perk point.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of makes more sense for. Oh, you can go ahead.
No, it's fine. Like I'm more disappointed at that. I just don't like the whole concept of it because, say, if you distribute your special points, accordingly, does that mean, like, for example, in strength, I would like to have strength because I want to have a higher carry weight, but I don't necessarily want to use big guns initially. You see how the difference is there? With Fallout 3, you could pick your special points. Yes, it affected big guns, sneak, whatever, but then you could actually go into the particular skills and put those skills up in separate areas. So, for example, just because I want a little bit of a higher strength skill, strength point or stat, it doesn't necessarily mean that I want to have a really good big gun skill point tree or whatever it is. I want to say, no, I actually want to pick energy weapons. And if energy weapons is according to this perception bit of special, then I'm kind of forced to pick perception because I want to increase my energy points. You know what I mean? Like, you're being pigeonholed.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's going to, I don't think it'll restrain you like that. I mean, I just think it's kind of like just getting rid of the individual skill points. Because, I mean, like in the previous games, just putting 5 points into, like, repair, it doesn't really do much until you get to, like, 25, 50, 75, or 100. So I think it's just kind of streamlining it into, like, maybe 10 ranks or whatever.
It is.
You just keep upgrading that.
Because then, like, you think, like, Charisma's obviously going to be, like, speech, barter. I know luck impacts, like, the crit hits during your, like I mentioned earlier, during your VATs. Like, a lot of these, I know strength, they already said it affects your melee and, your carry weight and stuff. So it already seems like, I think strength was always like that, but, it already seems like they're starting to streamline it all into one thing. I just think it's weird. I think, like, what they're going to do is make these skills perks and then make them so it's like, guns, and then it does, like, for example, you won't be limited to your, like, in Fallout 3, it would take a while until you could repair certain weapons. You'd have so many weapons stacked because, your weapon would have to go down so much first before you could bring it back up. I feel like what's going to happen now is you can always repair weapons, and, like, you'll have the repair skill and be like, repair your weapon by 10%. You upgrade it, repair by 20% now. Stuff like that. That sounds simple on paper. I hope it's not as simple, but you get what I'm saying. Where, like, now these are perks, and maybe that'll give you more choice. But I don't know, because I know that Todd Howard was also mentioning that there's a bunch of new perks coming to Fallout 4. When he was asked, like, what's your favorite perk in the Fallout universe, he was, like, sitting there thinking for a while, and he's like, I don't want to mention anything from Fallout 4 yet. We have a lot of new perks for that, so I know we're getting a lot of new ones.
Yeah. I mean, the big thing for me...
Interesting discussion.
Yeah. As long as it's not, like, you have to grind, like, in Skyrim to make 1 billion iron daggers to improve your smithing. As long as it's not like that, then, I think it's going to be okay.
Anyway,
I mean, another theory, and someone said, I've only seen this like twice, but it's still possible because it's it's the fucking internet. Like, someone said that, like, Todd Howard said, or someone from Bethesda said that they just hadn't added that skills section on the Pip-Boy yet. But I doubt they'd show a Pip-Boy app and a Pip-Boy in the game if it really wasn't complete. Like,
I think that'd be kind of a big thing to miss.
Yeah, like, especially when he shows all the tabs. Like, during the Pip-Boy edition debut, you see the radio, and obviously in-game you see the mini-games, you see the inventory, you see the stats, and then, the special skills. Like, they go through everything. I don't want to say intentionally, but they know they left out something. I don't think they leave out something that big unless it was intentional.
And I mean, it says ranks in the when you're making shit. So.
Yeah, so you're definitely going to be upgrading these perks that you're investing in, and one of them is definitely
Lone,
science.
I keep cutting you off. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Because I'm on a delay here in Australia, so.
Oh yeah.
That's what's happening.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Do you guys didn't realize that?
Hi, Australia.
Me and you, Lone, don't cut each other off. It's Noah who cuts, like... I'm not just saying this to feed the podcast fucking banter on Noah, but he's the one who cuts people off. Like, me mid-sentence talking about the dialogue. No, shut up. Like that.
No, because what happens, right, is when I start talking and saying something, yeah, you guys don't recognize that I've started talking until, like, 2 seconds later or something like that. That's what happens. So that's why it seems like I keep getting cut off.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Gotta talk faster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, so let's talk about... Is there anything more to talk about the settlement? Like, what does anyone have any crazy ideas on what they're going to build first? I want to... me and Noah both had the same idea. I want to fucking rebuild Megaton. I want to try it.
I don't know. Rebuild Tenpenny Tower?
Oh, fuck no. That place is cursed. You guys have seen that video, right? Yeah. Tenpenny Tower.
Yes, I've seen that video.
Fucking stupid. Happens all the time. Crashes anytime I'm in that godforsaken place. I love that place, but oh my god, every time.
Your game crashes a lot, Matty. It's a lot.
My Fallout 3 is abysmal. My Fallout New Vegas is beautiful now. Me and Nissan spent 4 hours just modding it. Oh my god. Pure Tone ENB, fucking new models, face models. I already had character overhaul, but what else did I get in there? I got Impact. It's the realistic stealth system. It's just it's like a solid fucking game now. It's
yeah. I started modding New Vegas back a few months ago, and I just can't even play the regular game anymore.
Yeah, no, can't either. No, after that, and then I went back to Fallout 3 because I died during my 12-hour stream, and I had to switch games, and I was at the end of New Vegas. Yeah. I switched back to Fallout 3. I'm like, this game sucks now. I want to go back to New Vegas, and I'm I used to be the complete opposite. Okay, so I think we got our thoughts in on the settlement system. It's awesome, and you can definitely get really creative with the crafting. You can tell because of at the end they show
the flaming vault boy.
Yeah, the vault boy with his thumbs up, and you see flames coming out. You can obviously make some super cool things, which is clearly
and probably some
inspired
lewd things too.
Oh man, I can imagine the amount of fucking dicks we're gonna see during the
flaming dicks.
Yeah, we're gonna see so many dicks.
God,
because it's clearly inspired from Minecraft. Yeah, you can tell, which is awesome. But let's talk about weapon crafting now.
Yes, fucking love this.
Yeah, it's probably my favorite
weapon
thing,
crafting.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Who wants to get us started on that? Sorry, Lone, I was looking at your tweet. The fucking doggy.
Wait,
I was waiting for you to recognize
doggy meat.
Is it Doge or Dog?
It's Doggy. Doggy.
Doggy. Okay. Alright. The reason why I like it is because you have a particular gun, but then the end. You're laughing at it now, aren't you? You have a particular gun that you're modding, and at the end, it's vastly different. It's not just a pistol with a scope.
Yeah.
It's not just an assault rifle with an extended mag. I can't remember the examples for the life of me, but they were so different from the starting product, and that's what modding should be like. Mm-hmm. And it changes the name too, as well. It's not just here's
and then you can rename
an assault
it.
rifle.
You can actually rename the weapons too. You can press Y and
there you go.
It just in Skyrim.
And I'm definitely doing that. I think it adds to the uniqueness. Everyone that's playing Fallout 4 can have different guns with different names and different armors with different names, potentially. I don't know. But that kind of customization, I think, is really, really good.
Mm. It just kind of did what Obsidian did with New Vegas with the weapon mods and just multiplied it by 8 fucking trillion.
And they seem to have made it a lot easier. In New Vegas, finding those fucking mods was just, it was I don't want to say impossible, but it was just a pain in the ass because they were really expensive and no one dropped them. And
you'd always have to go to gun runners or something.
Yeah, and the gun runners sold them for 4,000 caps, and I know there are people out there I got 20,000 fucking caps. It's not hard to get rich in New Vegas, but it takes a lot of grinding. At least in Fallout 4, it seems like with your own caravan, your own settlement, it's gonna be easy to make money, or easier.
Oh, I just thought of that. You can make. Oh, it's cool. I like that. I really like that. Because the stores that you're selling, you should get a percentage of the profits, and that's cool.
Yeah, because
or you can just extort the fuck out of them.
I wonder if they're going to kind of do that like they did in Fallout Shelter, but you're going to have a settlement happiness meter, and if you start taxing your citizens too much, they'll like revolt on you. Imagine
just make a Republic of Dave.
I love it. Anyways, back to weapon customization.
Here we are off track again. Weapon crafting. Okay. I think it was
a sledgehammer with a rocket.
Yeah, that blew my mind earlier. But I think it's cool that you can like take a fucking plasma rifle and turn it into a sniper rifle. Okay, like a plasma sniper rifle.
That's so fucking cool.
Yeah, that never crossed my mind. And then I see him turn into a plasma sprayer. I think it's it. I'm like, oh my god, it's like a flamethrower right now with fucking plasma energy. Like beautiful.
Yeah, one thing I hope though, like when you add silencers, it actually works and actually silences the weapon so they don't like hear you.
Mm-hmm. I imagine this kind of hints at more stealth-focused gameplay now that you're actually going to be able to add silencers to your weapons when you're customizing them. Like, okay, this is going to be my stealth weapon. Like, just the
I mean, you can do that in New Vegas and shit, but it doesn't work.
But just like the thought of picking off people with a silenced sniper rifle from a distance.
Silenced plasma sniper rifle.
Like, I just think of like that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, like I just think of that part in the final trailer where it's like, you know, the guy walks up to the port and like I just think of picking people off silently from there.
Oh my god.
Like beautiful.
The sniping looks so good.
Yeah, it does. Like you can hold your breath and shit. Oh my god.
Yeah. And the cryo weapons and shit.
Yeah, they showed cryo weapons. I can't believe it. Like that was in like the menu during the customization was like a cryolator pistol and oh man.
Like I remember a quote from Todd Howard saying it's not about making the best plasma rifle or whatever when making Fallout 3, but you know, I think they kind of did that with Fallout 4 and I'm not complaining.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay.
And how about the power armor customization?
Oh, Jesus.
The armor customization.
And that's something that I've wanted for so long. Yes. Like, it doesn't make sense in Fallout, as it's a post-apocalyptic game, just to find a full, pristine, suit of armor. It doesn't make sense because you're never going to find that, right? Unless you source different parts of that armor. Like, it's kind of like when you find a power armor in Fallout 3, it's packaged in a nice little box, essentially, for you. Like, here's the entire set, you know, no one stole the whole thing. It doesn't make sense. This actually makes sense. You have to find shoulder braces, you have to find the helmet, you have to find the, leg braces or whatever. That makes sense in a post-apocalyptic
And you can
game.
do that with every piece of armor, too. Like, you can add, like Raider shit onto a Vault suit or whatever. Like combat armor under a Vault suit.
Yeah, I noticed
that's crazy.
They have like a new multi-layered armor system that, specifically in the trailer, you can see multiple times like the protagonist has like spiky elbow pads on, but they're over his Vault jumpsuit.
Yeah.
So that's really
So I'm guessing you can overlay that stuff with like anything you find in the game, I would assume.
Which makes me happy. Like I just want to wear like a pre-war suit and have like crazy armor on top of it. Like that looks so sick.
Yeah. Well, the first thing I'm making is the old badass Enclave armor from Fallout 2. That's what I'm making. Blacked out and shit.
Because they have that coming back to like the Mark II armor and shit.
Yeah, the XO1 or whatever.
Which like everyone fucking flamed me for saying I think that means the Enclave's returning. Like, okay. Like, I understand where people are coming from with that. I totally get it. I knew that was going to be like a speculative video.
Yeah.
But like, why would they put has there been a Fallout game without the Enclave?
I think they're going to play a very minor part of it.
That's what I think, minor. Yeah, but like, I think they're going to return, like, as remnants again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I think everyone overlooked the whole fact that there's an Enclave iBot in Diamond City. That's clearly indicative of the Enclave, right?
Duh. I don't know. Are iBots only, and this might be a stupid question, are they only specific to the Enclave, or can they just...
Well, they're called Enclave iBots, too.
I'm just saying, though, is there just like an iBot in general? Like, I've only seen Enclave iBots, but I'm saying, is there just...
Well, there are companions, but I'm pretty sure...
Yeah, true, like Eddie or Edie, whatever one it is.
Because, Edie was sent from Chicago to Nevada, so maybe this one was sent from Chicago, too.
True.
And also, since we might have the Midwestern Brotherhood in Fallout 4.
Oh, it's definite. It's got to be with the airships, which I find interesting, dude. That's why I think they're going to actually, this rumored collection is true, because they're taking from every Fallout game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, like, Midwestern isn't a semi-canon Fallout game. Like, that's what's kind of crazy.
Well, because another thing, because this is, they keep emphasizing that it's 200 years after the bombs dropped. So the Lions Brotherhood couldn't have made it to Boston in that time.
No.
So this is concurrent.
You also as well, if you look at one of the last scenes, it's the big flaming ship that's being brought down. If you zoom in close enough, you can see the Midwestern Brotherhood of Steel emblem or the logo.
Yeah, the cogs on the right, I think. Someone pointed that out on Reddit.
Yeah, which I find interesting. Which kind of explains the different point of view of the Brotherhood. You know, you see you're shooting them the fuck up the entire trailer.
Well, I hope you can still join them too. It's not. I hope it's like not black and white.
I think you could.
I am definitely like when the choice comes. Like usually I play Mr. Good Guy, but I am definitely going to fuck up the Brotherhood if I can.
Yes. I want to join the fucking like Institute and shit.
Yeah, like I want to get to know a new faction. Like that's what I'm hyped about. Like the new perspective of the Brotherhood is cool. Like I'm gonna play this game every way you possibly can, to be honest with you. But like I'm saying that I want to get to know a new faction. Like the Commonwealth Minutemen really interest me, but I don't think they'll play like a huge part in the main story. But like the Institute, if I can like really get myself closely affiliated with them, like yeah, definitely gonna go for them.
Yeah. Like
do you know what I just thought of then? If the protagonist, according to the Kotaku scripts, is part of the former US Army, which is where most of Enclave members actually are sourced from, wouldn't the protagonist have some sort of ties, or not technically not because of Enclave?
My mind. Yeah. He's technically Enclave.
Shit.
Technically, yeah.
Oh my god.
So it's interesting, but of course, like the Enclave was a concept thought of after the Great War, but still technically the protagonist has those.
No, they were
ties.
Before the Great War too.
No, but it was the U.S. Army, and then afterwards they kind of called themselves the Enclave. Yeah. Is that correct?
Yeah, no, that is correct. Because I was talking to Vault about that. Because I like, you see the power armor and stuff. Like, is that the Brotherhood of Steel? He's like, well, actually, technically, it's the U.S. Army. Like, you're right. This is pre-war, so.
Like what the Enclave did, they went to this oil rig offshore with all of the powerful leaders from.
Is that which one is that? That's Fallout 2, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
I'm still
Fallout
playing.
1 doesn't have the Enclave.
Yeah, I was gonna say Enclave in Fallout 1 is, I think, the first town you run into, like Shady Sands or Shores or whatever the fuck it's called. I'm sorry, I'm like currently
Shady Sands.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
I'm still playing through Fallout 1 right now.
Yeah, me too.
So like I'm making it, even though they're probably gonna do that collection, I'll probably play through them again just for like lore's sake. While we're having this discussion, am I the only one who thinks like, okay, lore is important, but can we please remember it's a fucking video game?
Yeah. I hate those no mutants allowed people. Fuck them.
Oh my god, like no, just not even them. Like anyone like who like kills me because I don't know the lore. It's like, okay, I study this universe. I use the lore to bring it alive. I like when it expands on the lore. I know as much as I possibly want to know about it, but like there's that point where I don't want to like know everything about it and be like, this is real and this is no longer a game. This is reality. Like I fucking hate those kinds of people.
I mean, I've read through like the wiki a lot and shit.
Same. I totally have too.
Yeah. But on Holotapes Weekly and shit, like the one time Jordan got like this one small quest about in Fallout 1 wrong, like these small characters, and this dude was bitching like, oh, well, you didn't know that. It's like, dude, it's who cares?
Well, see, this is the thing. You're one person, and you can't be expected to know everything about Fallout. When you're making a video and thousands of people are commenting with thousands of, if not millions of hours of, Fallout in between them, then you can't be expected to know everything. But when one person is commenting, they might know something different that you don't know. But then they also might have a lack of knowledge in other areas.
Exactly.
And then that's when someone else comments, and then that's when someone else comments.
It's just they can't be exposed as easily. So that's like the shitty part about like when our channels all grow. It's like, oh my god, like I gotta like triple check my fucking information because they're like, why don't you check your information before making a video? It's like I fucking do, but like this is point where it's like, okay, like.
You're not allowed to make mistakes, man.
Yeah, clearly not. It's like I'm used to that now, but it's just like those little things. Like it's lore. Like fucking relax. Like if I mistook the Enclave for the Brotherhood of Steel, like yeah, destroy me. But like when I forget what the fuck happens at the end of like Little Problem in Big Town or whatever the fuck it's called,
Oh my god, you got the quest name wrong.
Yeah,
you're not a
it's like, oh man, I'm sorry, I forgot. What happens at the German HQ or Germantown HQ.
Yeah.
Fucking stupid. I always accidentally kill Red during that scene. Like I always accidentally, like when all the super mutants invade that town, I always accidentally, she always ends up dead along with everyone else.
Fucking Little Lamplight, they just cause all.
I saw in the concept art. There's more little kids with guns, and I'm really upset about that.
Little
Lamplight. Do you reckon we can kill kids? I would love to kill kids.
Bethesda would never do that.
Why?
I don't see it happening. I see mods allowing that, but I don't see.
Bethesda doesn't even want nudity in their game, so they're not gonna have killing children.
True.
That's true. Well, wait, hold up. Yes, they have had killing children. You can eat that baby in Fallout 3.
Oh my god, what a fucking great part. Eat that shit alive. Oh.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like they're picking and choosing here.
Yeah, hypocrites.
We were talking about weapon customization.
Now we're talking about eating children.
Yeah, holy
better
fuck.
and better.
Okay, so weapon customization, then it was armor customization,
Yeah,
and
Jesus.
then
Yeah, we went. That's how fucking off the walls this went. Let's just highlight this for a second. It went armor customization, parts of armor, Enclave parts of armor, Enclave, Midwestern Brotherhood, Fallout Collection,
Eating children.
Fallout Story, eating children.
getting pissed off of not knowing the lore.
Lore discussion. Oh my god, I love this podcast. Okay, so we talked about the weapon customization a bit. It's 50 base weapons, 700 mods, lots of armor customization too. I think at this point now, we're basically winding down to the final gameplay trailer where we see a lot of stuff in action. First thing that caught my eye in this trailer, was the laser musket. That the fucking you shoot it and you crank that thing and you shoot again. Yeah. I'm like, yes, because it fits that that Minutemen vibe. That
fucking Preston Garvey. It's like 800 years after the American Revolution, and he's wearing fucking red coat shit.
Yeah, I love it. Though, and I'm like, this fits this faction perfectly, and it's all about lasers. That's exactly the weapon. I could never put my thumb on it, but that's a weapon I envisioned to be in Fallout 4. That kind of mix between the Revolutionary War and the this today's age or whatever you want to call it.
Say what you want about Bethesda, but you can't knock their creativity.
Hell no.
And in the concept art, there was something about a ghoul in a red coat outfit.
Oh yeah. That was almost scary.
I hope he's a character. Yeah.
He's definitely gonna be a companion, no doubt. No doubt.
Oh, maybe he's flying that ship.
Oh yeah, that was the first thought that crossed my mind.
How did we miss that? When did that come in the trailer?
That was that was in the reveal trailer. I think that was one of the side shots during the concept art, wasn't it?
Fuck, man, because that's no. When you throw the grenade and you signal to the vertibird to come down, we missed that.
Oh yeah,
bitch. How did we miss that?
Yeah, that's kind of a big feature, flying in a vertibird, shooting a Gatling gun.
Yeah. Do you think this is going to replace fast travel?
It's not going to replace it. I think it'll be a different option.
Yeah.
I think it's so cool. You can just land it anywhere. I kind of wish you could fly it, though. Not just man the turret. Just give me full control. Let me do a GTA 5 and just crash head first with the vertibird.
Yeah, but they'd probably fuck that up with dragons in the Skyrim DLC. Probably won't work that well, so...
Oh, man.
But it's interesting because you don't fly it. How do you control it? And if you don't control it, is it a scripted event? That's what I'm wondering. It could be a part of the main quest.
He calls it in Sanctuary Hills.
Yeah, I don't think that's
the beginning area. And then he hops in and it just tells you can land whenever you want. It says press A to land, Y to jump.
Yeah.
But then do you just go in a circle? That doesn't really make sense.
The thing I don't get is what are you shooting at? Mole rats
well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Can you call it in mid-combat and hop up into it and have it go in select a cycle mode and have it kind of fly around and just rain death on these
No, but I wouldn't even use that. I'm just gonna use the jetpack with the power armor.
Oh, holy fuck.
Oh, that was the best. That was the fucking best.
I didn't catch
the first thing I messaged Matty.
Yeah.
When they showed that, I messaged Matty on Twitter. I'm like, bro, jetpacks.
Yeah.
The second time I watched it, I'm like, holy fuck.
I flipped out when I saw that because the idea of saying jetpacks in Fallout is so stupid, but when you put it just on power armor, it's so fucking awesome.
Did anyone ever think of that or say that ever?
I definitely have. No. I must have seen it in a comment or two. I had to.
Well, because you do the wish list thing.
Yeah, that's the thing. So I'm constantly seeing ideas for this game.
I never thought of that.
Yeah, I never thought of that because I thought jetpacks and Fallout because that sounded too GTA 5-ish. How everyone was they want the jetpack Easter egg to come back or whatever.
It sounded like Halo.
Yeah, Fallout 4 got jetpack before GTA 5 did. That's pretty sad.
But they've done it right. When you look at the jetpack, it's that clunky thing that overheats really quickly. I think that's the right mix between futurism and tech. It's a really good mix.
Yeah, and another thing, this game is so much more verticality.
Yeah,
with the vertibird, the jetpack, even the skyscrapers.
We were talking about that on Twitter today, weren't we? I think. Was it today or yesterday? Me, you, and Vault were talking about that.
Oh, yeah.
And, yeah, I was thinking to myself, think of all the, you can literally get on top of buildings now, with your power armor, and then, hop out of the power armor, take out a sniper, and, shoot down on people and stuff. I think that idea is cool.
Yeah.
I like also how you can't just simply equip the power armor. It's actual power armor now. Like it's
the animation is so cool.
Yeah,
it's like Iron Man.
Fucking
it's
awesome.
literally like big fucking armor though. Like it actually is believable now. It's like, okay, this is what it's supposed to be like. Not
because in the lore it's like a vehicle power armor.
Yeah,
so that's
literally
what they made it into.
Yeah, so it's actually believable now, which I think is fucking awesome.
Beyond fucking awesome.
And for those wondering out there, it's not like a scripted thing. Like you can put this on whenever, it's not like just for missions and stuff. Some people were concerned based off the way you got into it and stuff and how it was like, you've only seen it used in actual missions, not open world gameplay. Some people thought that, maybe it was just for that, but it's open world. You can.
I think it's just the way that you equip the armor. Like you can't just keep it in your backpack or whatever and then just equip it that way. I don't think, because if that was true, then you're technically putting this full suit of armor, standing it up, and then entering into it. I think it's more along the lines of you have the full suit of armor at your base, you can enter into it there and then go wherever you want. But as soon as you unequip it, it'll stay in that position until you take it back.
I think it's going to be a lot like the Vertibird, where you call in like with a flare, it drops down your power armor, kind of like in Titanfall, Titanfall in commencing or whatever, and then you see the armor just drop down. Yeah, and then you just it drops right in front of you and you just hop into it. I can see that, because then you don't have to carry it with you, but you can call it in okay, this area is hard. I'm going to call this in and send my companions over here and come around the back with my fucking giant Gatling gun.
Yo, I mean, maybe just the new T-60B with the jetpack and shit. Maybe you just have to call that in, but the old power armor, the T-45 or whatever, maybe you can still just equip that from the inventory.
Because it doesn't look like you can move fast in it. It makes sense.
The ground shakes when you first land.
Yeah.
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 I was gonna say, do you know what we need? We need power armor for dog meat. That's what we find.
Oh. Dog armor DLC day one.
Imagine that. They would get DLC, fucking ripped if they did day one DLC like that.
I would laugh.
If they did it for free as a joke back to horse armor, I think that'd be funny.
Yeah.
But
I mean, they have a sense of humor. I wouldn't put it past them.
They make horse armor jokes all the time now. It's kind of funny.
Another thing in that gameplay segment that they had with the music playing is I really like the blood effects. I think they nailed that.
Really?
It's gruesome, and the blood doesn't look necessarily realistic. I keep saying it has this cartoonistic rage feel to it, but I think they nailed that. It looks so cool.
I was thinking
it's a Fallout feel.
I was thinking I like the gore. I know they're kind of basically the same thing, but I like the gore where I during my trailer analysis, I stopped at one point where you see this guy's arm fall off and then his arm is broken up into bits and you see the bones sticking out of his arm and it's really gruesome. I love the gore aspect of that. I don't really, I noticed this really late. I don't really like the blood necessarily. It looks fake and not in a good way. It's not dark enough. It's this light red.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Which I can understand because some developers don't like making blood too realistic because they think then the game gets too real and it's almost scary to work with. There was
they don't want to go into Doom territory here.
Yeah, exactly. Because there was this game that I play. It's this game series on the Vita called Dang.
Oh, here we go.
People still have those.
Let me get comfortable.
We're gradually losing viewers as we speak. And what happens is it's a series where you play as a high schooler kind of, and you attend this. It's more than that though, because it's a murder mystery game. Long story short, and when these kids die, they'll obviously be very bloody, but since it's you're seeing kids die, it's really emotional and stuff. It's a fucking amazing game, by the way. But yeah, shut the fuck up. And
so killable children is what you're saying?
Yeah, and so. What happens is when you see them dead on the floor and stuff with blood around them, the blood's kind of pinkish, so it doesn't look real. Because if you saw that real fucking crimson red blood next to a dead 16-year-old, you'd be what the fuck is wrong with these people? So I kind of get where Bethesda went with the lighter red. It's real enough, but I mean,
because Fallout treads a careful line between grim and the cheeky humor. So
yeah.
Exactly right. And with the teddy bear exploding the head.
Yeah.
That's a perfect example.
Yeah, that's realistic.
What else was in there?
I mean, but my favorite part still is the animations, when the death claw picks you up and claws extend. Holy fuck, I'm gonna shit myself when that happens.
Yeah, I just hope they can't do stealth attacks where they just pick you up from behind and just fuck you up.
They come out of the ground and just throw you.
Oh my god, I will scream.
Enemies coming out of the ground, not just death claws, but rad roaches. I saw.
Yeah, more rats.
Rat scorpions.
More rats.
Yeah.
I think that's interesting. I think it's an element of surprise.
I feel like at one point you'll get ambushed, like you'll walk into an area and then all these death claws will just come out of the ground and you're fucked.
And they got rid of the Cazadors, but now we have fucking blood bugs.
Oh my god! Did anyone notice?
I reckon
that when the blood bug stabs the player and starts sucking his blood, it sticks in you, and the blood bug gets bigger.
That's so gross.
I hope that when you kill it, it just pops and there's so much blood after that. That sounds so fucked up to say out loud, but like I can totally see that.
It really does. Well, let's talk about the enemies because they had a couple of new enemies to Synth Strider or some shit.
Oh, the synths look so cool.
The synth assaulters, yeah, they're literally like creepy looking robots. They look like. Has anyone here played the Mass Effect series?
Not yet.
Okay.
I have too, but I haven't touched it.
It's for those out there listening from like Mass Effect 2 and 3. I think her name is like, ironically, I think it's like Edi or Ed or something like that, and she's like the ship's AI, but she becomes like a robot companion, and she's got this slick silver look. For those who play Mass Effect, you know what I'm talking about, and that's kind of what the synth assaulters and stuff kind of remind me of. But anyways, yeah, I like that they're including like these I guess faulty androids as an enemy. I think it's interesting that they use like actually human weapons though.
Yeah. I mean, that's still the most interesting part of Boston being the setting for me is the androids, and they just look so fucking cool.
Yeah,
they really do. I think it's cool that they use like the cryo pistol though. Like I saw that. I think it was cool.
And like when you shoot it, it's like face comes off.
I was just about to say that. You see him shoot it with the combat shotgun, and like you see like literally like half his face fly off, like all the metal plating from his shoulder and his face just fucking disappear and like fly out into the wind, and like it like stumbles back, because you were highlighting the animation, Monty, and like I agree completely that I think it's awesome that they actually like react to your shots. It's like believable in that way as well.
Like they just put so much more effort into that than the previous 2 games. It's crazy.
They did. It was actually pretty shocking. What else was in that trailer?
Fucking a lot.
Yeah, there was a lot. It's a long analysis I have on my channel. It's like 22 minutes, I think.
Well, I mean, what doesn't this game have? It has fucking everything.
It really does.
It has fucking everything. If you're upset that it took this long to develop, there you go.
That's why it was so worth it.
They have an arena mode. Yeah. That's new, or not?
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Not new, rather. Cool, I don't think that was in. Actually, the Thorn in New Vegas, I believe, is arena. And then Fallout 3, they had that in the pit. And then now it's coming back in Fallout 4.
That's cool. I like that. Fuck, I'm trying to think what else there was there. There was so much. Yeah. Actually, I have a Word document.
Well, at the end of the kill montage, it shows like a huge explosion.
Yeah.
Centered on where I think the Institute is.
Yeah.
So that's pretty interesting.
I think that's very interesting because that's not just the town that's going to be blowing up in that explosion. That's
going to be half Boston.
Yeah, that's like literally a fucking like a 5 or 10 mile radius of fucking Boston just getting absolutely destroyed.
So I'm guessing that's going to be like the megaton moment of the game.
Yeah.
Kind of upset that they ruined that one. That
yeah, well, I mean, we still don't know what it's about or,
Yeah, but, like, I don't want them to ruin that. Like, why did they do that? When I saw that, I was like, oh, you can do it.
I'm sure there are more moments, Matty, that you're going to be like, oh, my God, I'm so glad that they didn't show us that.
Yeah.
I mean, they got to show something. They haven't talked about the story at all. They got to show something.
Yeah, but...
Exactly. So I guess next is the release date, November 10.
I mean, I was kind of surprised it wasn't on the Great War date.
Same.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's like they're competing directly with Call of Duty. Well, I know we talk about Call of Duty like it's still a big thing. It technically is, but that's a prime release date for all of those big titles. I think Assassin's Creed as well.
Yeah.
But correct me if I'm wrong.
Do you think Fallout 4 will outsell COD this year?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's tough.
It's tough because you know what else comes out that month is Battlefront a week later.
Yeah, but I don't think Battlefront's going to sell as much as COD.
I think it's going to go... Battlefront, COD, Fallout 4, sadly.
Nah.
I think it'll probably be COD, Fallout 4, Battlefront.
Yeah.
Nah. Because I think Battlefront will beat Call of Duty this year. I truly do. I really, truly do. Because Battlefront not only is appealing to every fucking kid gamer who's like being reintroduced to Battlefront, it's appealing to the old fans too, who will be like, fuck COD. I'm going to play this shooter that made me like shooters as a kid. That's what I'm thinking personally. Like,
I mean, I
also, I'm not just saying this because of like I don't really like Call of Duty anymore. Like Black Ops 3 looks fucking bad. It does.
Yeah.
It looks like
I fucking hate the futuristic shit. I hate that.
I do too. It looks like a clean copy clone of fucking Titanfall. Like straight up the wall running.
I just want zombies, and that's all I care about.
That's the only reason I'd still possibly buy it.
Yeah, like I will buy it for zombies, and then I'll play multiplayer for like 10 hours, be like, oh, I'm in the Call of Duty, and then rage off naturally after like Fallout 4 comes out and be like, yeah, why the fuck was I ever interested? I'll admit
at
though,
that time, I'm just going to be playing Fallout
I'll admit
4.
though, Black Ops campaigns are good. 1 and 2 were fucking good.
Yeah, 1 was good.
Yeah.
I really like 2s a lot, and they have you like able to pick out your loadouts for Black Ops 3, which kind of like I saw it, I was a little excited when I saw it. I was like, all right, cool. They're kind of doing what they did with Black Ops 2. I really like that.
I mean, out of the 3 devs there, I mean, Treyarch's probably my favorite.
Yeah, hands down.
Oh yeah, definitely. But Fallout 4.
Oh my god. Yeah, COD won't even be a
That's
thought
all I'm
when Fallout 4 comes out. Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I think I don't know. Sales will be interesting that month. I usually don't care about game sales, but like I'm very interested to see how the sales will be that month because that's 3 fucking I don't even want to say juggernauts, like fucking titans.
I mean, anything that isn't Fallout 4, Battlefront, COD, Assassin's Creed needs to run the fuck out of November.
Yeah.
Just get the
I
fuck
wonder
out
if
of that
any
month.
games are going to be delayed.
I guarantee it.
It's got to be. Or, Bethesda's actually moved up release dates before, like, they had the Evil Within, which was going to come out, I think at, like, the end of October last year, but it came out, 2 weeks ahead of time. So I wonder if, like, they'll ever do that, just move it up to the Great War date and be like,
watch them just do a surprise release, be like, boom, Fallout 4
They did that with The Witcher, though. They did it the day before. They were like, yeah, it's available now. We're ready to launch this game, so here it is. Go play it. And it was like, I think it was
got
like
all these like rappers and musicians doing that now, so
yeah, why the hell not?
Yeah.
But I'm just glad that it's this year.
Yes.
Above all.
Yeah, I was very, very happy.
I kind of thought so from the start, but
I wish Noah were here to just rub it in his fucking face that he was wrong. I told him. I was like, I said the whole time, like, it's a 2015 game. I was saying October specifically. I won't act like I was all right. I was always saying October 2015.
Yeah.
But everyone looked at me like I had 4 heads when I said it. I'm like, 2015, people. It's coming this year. And then everyone's like, hell no. And, you know what? Me and Lone are sitting here fucking jerking ourselves off because we were right.
Yeah, I mean, it just made sense. I mean, and they're spacing it out, so Fallout 4 is in November, then Doom is in next spring, and then Dishonored's after that.
Yeah.
So they're giving each title breathing room and shit.
Yeah, it's really smart marketing. They're good with that, and hopefully each game has enough time. Doom's had like since 2010, but that's besides the point.
Yeah. And Doom looks pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say we still have 2 more. We still have a bunch of segments left in this podcast.
Oh God, we gotta talk about Doom and shit?
Well, we have Bethesda.
It's been 2 hours.
We have Bethesda Spotlight, which is our segment where each week we highlight like our favorite moment in a Bethesda game. But since obviously this week was the Bethesda conference, we're gonna highlight moments outside of Fallout 4's press reveal. Press reveal. Why'd I call it that? That we liked. So, if you'd like me to go first, because I have mine written down. I know Lone has one. I don't know if Monty picked one out specifically.
Wait, it can't be in the Fallout part at all?
No, try picking something new.
Damn it.
So mine is the melee finishers in Doom. Oh my God, did you guys see that shit?
Yeah, that looks sick.
Fucking breaking people's legs into their mouths, splitting people in half, and fucking...
And he rips off his hand and puts it on the keycard thing or whatever?
Yeah.
That one's cool, yeah.
Taking chainsaws and literally cutting them down. Like, not even Gears of War, like, oh, you chopped into their shoulder, you burn them down a little bit, they're dead. Like, no, you cut them in half, you just keep going. You're like, I'm not stopping until you are literally 2 fucking pieces. Like, the melee finishers in this game are so fucking amazing.
It's literally like every developer there was just playing Mortal Kombat, and they're like, let's fucking put every bit of this into that. Like, it just seemed like as gruesome as Mortal Kombat is, and I love it.
Oh my God, dude. It was just, I was impressed. Like, that game looks really, really good. Like, it's not like I didn't expect it. Because, like, when it was revealed at QuakeCon, people were like, this game looks really good. But, like, when I saw this gameplay reveal, I was really fucking impressed. And they had, like, the snap map and shit, the multiplayer, all that. I was like, this game looks like a really good deal. Yeah, a lot of shit to be shown. Who would like to go next?
I'll go, because Monty, I don't think you've thought of one yet.
No, I mean, I just wanted to say the part where Todd Howard said, fuck. That was mine originally.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
That was
that's
funny.
true. He's like, as far as gimmicks go, this is fucking awesome. Or something.
Yeah, that was so funny. He was like, "This is the best fucking one." I'm like, "Yeah, he fucking cursed." Because I was saying this in a video of mine, like Todd Howard looks like this pastor Joel Osteen in a way.
Yeah, I laughed when he said that.
He really does. Well, like, look him up. He really kind of does. So when he said "fucking," I'm like, "Oh my god!" Like I couldn't believe it.
He can't say that.
Yeah, and like he kind of sounds like him. Yeah, Joel Osteen. Osteen.
Yeah, I've seen him before.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my god. He's kind of got the same look as him. I want to hear Lone's reaction.
What the fuck?
Isn't it amazing? Yeah.
That's weird. No, that's weird.
And when he said
that's funny.
Fucking, I was just like, I was surprised because before that, I saw, I was rewatching Bethesda's QuakeCon Skyrim conference or whatever, where they like did a 30-minute reveal for that, and like Todd Howard said "fucking" for something. Like I think he came out and sat down. He's like, "Yeah, we're gonna do a live demo, so I hope this doesn't fuck up or anything." I was like,
I mean, Todd doesn't give a fuck. He does what he wants. They're not gonna fire him or reprimand him for anything. He's the boss. Yeah. So,
he got bro-fisted after it.
Yeah, he could fucking take off his fucking
like
shirt and pants on stage and no one would fucking care. I mean, I know Maddie would like that.
Well, Maddie would like that.
I would jokingly like go gay and like for that moment there and be like,
well, he was
my god, look at him. Everyone favorited my tweet when I said Todd Howard entered the stage and I have an erection. Like, so many favorites on that tweet. So I'm not the only one who thinks he's a fucking sexy man.
It is his cheek definition and jawline.
Oh, here we go again.
On point.
It really is.
Yeah. My favorite bit, aside from Todd Howard looking on point, was the fact that we can play as Emily in Dishonored 2. That's really, really cool because one, it makes complete sense lore-wise, but two, it's always good to be able to play as two different characters, each with different skill sets, and not just change genders. That's what I really like.
I think what stuck out to me was I was thinking to myself, like, in Dishonored 1, you played as Corvo, and obviously you had the lethal, the non-lethal playthroughs, and then, like, the good and bad endings for whatever one you picked. Now you have that, and then you do that with both characters. So, like, the game is essentially, like, doubled in size, and obviously it's going to be bigger because it's a new system.
Yeah.
So, like, I saw that. So, yeah, seeing Emily, she was, just to double check with you, Long, because you've been playing it recently, she was the little girl in the beginning, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I think that's fucking awesome.
And she just looked badass too.
She really did.
Could kick
and she had completely different powers from Corvo. Completely.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's interesting if you think of it from a lore perspective, because it seems like now when Corvo finally saved her, he's teaching her the ways. But then she develops her own powers, which is just interesting in my opinion.
Yeah, because she's gonna get that mark on her hand again, like Corvo did. I forgot what the name. He's not the Overseer. What the fuck's his name? The Over something. The guy, like the guy who floats in the air and like talks to them and stuff.
Like guides you essentially.
Yeah, and they show him in the trailer too. I think the setting for Dishonored 2 is fucking awesome too. Kind of reminds me of Brazil in a way. Like I don't know if you guys agree. Like that was kind of my first thought.
I still got to play the first one. So.
Well, you're in luck.
I might get the definitive edition.
One. I was gonna say you're in luck because they're gonna have that definitive edition with all the DLC. I'm gonna pick that up because like I want to play that whole package again. Kind of.
It's a great game.
Yeah, it's so good.
I was just thinking that I should play that. Like, just even though I've played it recently, I would want to play Dishonored 1 again before 2.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm thinking, should I play Fallout 3 again before 4?
Yeah, I'm playing all the Fallout games before Fallout 4.
I'm still playing it now, technically.
Yeah.
But
well, here's the thing I think of is I played enough Fallout 3 and New Vegas to kind of know everything I need to know about it for Fallout 4. It's Fallout 1, 2, and Tactics that I really need to kind of like get brushed up with. Yeah,
I'm halfway through.
Well, like since the Midwestern Brotherhood's going to be in Tactics, like I'm
story.
I might just like read instead of playing that game, unless like that Fallout collection turns out to be true, and then I'll just play it.
So, actually, you know what I just thought it's actually possible. I don't know if you guys know about this, but I believe it was Tim Kaine, the creator. He made this Fallout Bible or something, which was not canon,
Avalon,
but was that Chris Avalon? So. I want to see. It'll be interesting if there are any references or inspirations taken from that, because that was technically non-canonical, but also the Midwest Brotherhood in Tactics or whatever. That's definitely non-canonical as well. So I don't know.
I said it was semi. I think.
Yeah. What I really want to hear is what like those guys like Tim McKay and Avalon think about Fallout 4.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because, Fallout 4 is it's breaking completely different from the others, the voice protagonist, possibly getting rid of skills and all that shit.
Do you feel bad for them?
No.
You guys just feel bad for them?
No.
It's like they created Fallout and now they have no part in it.
No.
Well, I mean, that'd be cool to see, this thing that you created turn into the biggest game franchise out there, or one of them. That'd be cool.
I mean, it sucks that they couldn't do it, but you kind of look, if they didn't sell this franchise off, it wouldn't have turned into what it is today. No. If they didn't give it to Bethesda, it wouldn't have transformed at all, because
that's true.
It would have been with Interplay and died with Interplay. Not Bethesda bought it from them and at least, gave them some money to live off of. What about...
Fuck.
Oh,
what's next?
Oh, yeah. Right. We're actually able to move on to our next segment. We're rolling along here.
I think we skipped my thing or whatever.
You did your Todd Howard cursing, though.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
All right. So, on to our fourth segment of the podcast. What we're playing in our favorite gaming news bit.
Not playing shit.
Yeah. Lone's not playing anything.
Thinking about Fallout 4.
Yeah, it's not thinking about Fallout 4.
No, well, I'm playing The Witcher.
Okay. You want to talk about that a little?
Yeah, I'm in Skellige, the third area right now, and the writing.
No, don't tell. Are you gonna say something about the story?
No, I'm just saying the writing in general is so good. And,
Okay. Skellige is the best part of the game.
Yeah, it kind of gives a Skyrim-y feel.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that.
Totally.
I mean, Velen was kind of icky.
I like Velen. Velen's good. Novigrad fucking blows. What an underwhelming fucking experience that was. That part of the main story, no spoilers, fucking blew, though. And then, what a waste of time that was. But Skellige, I fucking like Skellige. But oh my god, Novigrad, fucking, aside from Triss Marigold, oh, fuck that part.
So... Maddie, your turn?
What am I playing? I'm playing Fallout Shelter. We talked about that earlier, so I guess,
Fuck you.
Yeah, there's not much to go on other than, my vault fucking broke. I'm gonna try to play it right now, actually. I'm gonna see if it works. You can go, Lone.
Well, I'm not playing anything, but favorite gaming news is the whole Xbox One compatibility with 360 games. I like that. I really, really, really like that. And it's funny how Sony scoffed at the notion that, or why they're doing that makes no sense. It makes complete sense because now you're going to be driving sales of old Xbox 360 games. It makes complete sense.
Yeah.
And even
it also will finally end and I know we were just talking about how we're going to buy Dishonored Definitive Edition, but it's going to end that goddamn onslaught of Definitive Edition, HD remake, enough. Just make the systems backwards compatible, allow us to get achievements on them.
Yeah, I didn't think of that.
And then, that's it. No more, rehashing old games, just buy them used or whatever, play them on your Xbox One. I think that's awesome.
I think the most fun that I'm going to have is being able to play old zombies games on my Xbox One with friends. That's sick, because every time we want to do that, we kind of have to plug in the 360 and turn on the game. But
I didn't even think of that.
Are we actually going to be able to play online on Xbox 360?
Yeah, you can play Xbox Live.
Well, I'm just thinking, because I'm thinking about the 360's backwards compatibility. I say that in air quotes with the Xbox original. Oh, what a surprise! My Fallout Shelter doesn't fucking work still. Anyways, I'm going to try it again.
I've been lucky. I've had no problems with that.
It's probably my iPad. I'm going to have to play on my phone now. But, in the original 360, when you went to play games backwards compatible, it would send you offline. So, whenever I wanted to play, I don't know if you guys ever played the game Death Row on the 360 or the original Xbox. Anyone here?
No.
Fuck! No one's ever played that game. It's so good, man. I think Angry Joe's the only other YouTuber I've ever seen say this game is awesome. But, so, whenever I went to go play that, it would kick me offline. I'm like, fuck, man. Whenever I went to play Coder, naturally,
the way they're doing it now is that it's essentially an emulator. So you put in the disc, it downloads a version of that game that can actually work. But it's an emulator in the sense that you can bring up the old 360 menu. It's literally like the 360s on your Xbox One. And then that's how you actually play on Xbox
Wait, so doesn't that, kind of defeat the purpose of the Master Chief Collection?
Yep.
Well, it's the upgraded visuals. This is the one thing. You have old games that you can play on, or play with, but it's not necessarily upgraded visuals. So I think when we see that, and when people have been playing Xbox One for so long, they're going to go back and think, oh, these games are really ugly. So we kind of have to get over that. But it does make you redundant. I do agree in that sense.
Yeah, it's especially since they're probably Master Chief Collection's kind of a failure.
I need that shit to come out on PC, though.
Yeah.
I want to play that shit.
Yeah, all the bugs will be fixed by then, hopefully.
Fingers crossed. My favorite gaming news bit, or really what we could do, is just our favorite moment at E3 outside of Bethesda's E3 conference, was naturally the other game I cover, Battlefront. The gameplay reveal for Battlefront, as scripted as it was, I was so happy when I saw that. Fucking sick. Yeah. Oh my god.
It looks great.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't show me anything that I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, but like that was kind of a good thing in my way. They played it safe, but not like safe enough. Like I got a good feel of what Walker Assault was. I learned a lot from the. I fucking hate this app. Like I've been trying so hard. It's just not. It's not gonna work.
Just give up.
Yeah, I give up. I'm gonna have to play on my phone tonight. Anyways, yeah, but I'm glad they kind of played it safe to a degree. They introduced us some new things. You know, like there's no ammo count. You like have to cool down your weapon. You know, the heroes are back. You know, they showed hero gameplay. They look kind of OP, but like that's no different from the original Battlefront games where you just destroyed shit with the hero. I love the look of Luke Skywalker. They gave him that old school look, just like they, you know, like from episode like 4 through 6.
I was kind of pissed to cut off the hero battle part.
Yeah, they fucking clanged lightsabers, and then they're like, yeah, that's it, huh? Psych. See you later.
Yeah. I mean, what also pissed me off is that IGN gave that game a show over Fallout 4.
Really?
That kind of pissed me off.
Oh, it did. Yeah. It did, didn't. Oh, but those things don't matter, right? Like, fuck, who cares?
Yeah, but I like seeing Fallout 4 get awards. It makes me feel good inside.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really give like a 5-minute scripted demo game of the show
that's what I was
over
saying.
a 30-minute game presentation.
That's exactly what I said.
Right.
What kind of fucking shit is that? Like, I love Battlefront.
Like, I mean, EA's got it, you know, their hands in IGN's pockets.
Oh my god, dude! Did anyone see EA's entire conference? Oh my!
I heard it was abysmal.
Holy fuck! It was so bad. Oh my god!
They just talk about sports for the whole time.
I couldn't believe what I was watching. They had fucking some costume come out and talk about Plants vs. Zombies, Garden Warfare 2. Like, it's a cool
Why
game.
are they still making NBA Live? No one wants to play that shit.
Oh my god, yeah. Literally EA Sports. They brought Pele on stage for an interview about FIFA. I'm like, he's a great player. He's a legend, but this man doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about when it comes to games. Yeah. Like, don't even try.
I mean, that's why I love Bethesda's conference so much. There was no bullshit, no, celebrities, just the game.
Yeah,
that's how
it was just the game.
Same thing with like fucking Ubisoft and Just Dance. Like, here's Jason Derulo. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Aisha.
Yeah, Aisha, but she's always there. I like Aisha. She's cool. She's kind of hot.
Can I be honest about one thing? In Sony's conference, they mentioned this Shenmue Kickstarter.
Oh yeah.
I had no idea what the fuck Shenmue was.
Okay, it's actually fine. Like I think. Okay, there was Shenmue. I call it Shenmue. I don't know if it's actually pronounced Shenmue, but I think that sounds weird. It sounds like I'm talking about a fucking like Asian cow or something. It's Shenmue. Shenmue 1 came out on the Sega Dreamcast, and what it was kind of like a. When I think back on it, I think of like it was like I think I've actually talked about this on the podcast before, but you play as a guy named Ryu, and you're basically in Japan and or China. I can't remember specifically. I haven't played these games in so long, but like it was a childhood series growing up. Racist. I know. and you like it's like very atmospheric. You're like you can learn martial arts and then take like training classes to learn how to fight. You know, the story's interesting. It's more personal. You can take like side jobs to make money, and a lot of things are based on time. So like if someone says meet me at 8 p.m. at this street here, you go to that street and you can like kill times until 8 p.m. by like doing these arcade games, making money, doing part-time jobs, making money, and be like, oh, it's nearing 8, and then you go to this place, and then once it strikes 8, the cutscene starts. Like it's very it was very ahead of its time. It was a really special game.
So is it like open world?
I don't want to say open world. It was like open level. You know, like each chapter was like a new open level.
Okay.
It won't sound interesting on paper. And then there was like Shenmue 2, which came out on the original Xbox in, man, I don't remember when that came out. But regardless, that was just kind of like this more of Shenmue 1 on this Dreamcast. And what happened was at the end of Shenmue 2, I'm not spoiling it, it was a cliffhanger, like a really big cliffhanger. And everyone's like, what happens at the end of Shenmue 2? And as time has gone on, it's developed this little cult that desperately wants Shenmue 3 to conclude the story and know what happens. And so Sony comes out and says that they want Shenmue 3 to happen as well and help promote this Kickstarter.
Yeah, fund it your fucking self. I can't stand that.
That's what I don't get. I don't get it. Like, make it a PS4 exclusive and fucking fund it yourself. I don't get why because the guy's saying if he makes $5 million, it's going to be a really good game. But if he gets $10 million from Kickstarter funds, it's going to be a true open world game. And like, that sounds fucking amazing. But if Sony really wants to help, let the fans help him make 5. Foot the other 5. I know $5 million isn't fucking pocket change.
Well, maybe they're just gauging the reaction to see what the reaction was.
They did say, though, that they were going to support the funding, but that was after the event. So after they had raised $2 million or something. Yeah. They're like, oh, yeah, we're supporting it as well. Well, if you had said that, people probably wouldn't have supported it as much. I don't know. Maybe
I think they would have, dude, because within 12 hours, that game got $2.5 million or something like that.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, like, people really want to. That's the first game, and probably the only, unless, like, Coder goes to fucking Kickstarter as well. That's the first game I've ever backed on Kickstarter. I put $30 in to get my digital copy for the PS4, and that was it. And a lot of people did that. There were like tier goals, like you get reused jacket, like, you know, for $5,000 and stuff. I'm like, who has $5,000 to blow like that? Are you serious? Oh my gosh.
Well, Matty, you're spending what, $800 on Fallout 4?
Well, okay.
Dear God, man.
Half of that.
Anyways.
Well, so it seems like Sony probably had the best conference besides like Bethesda. Of the main people.
Like, here's the thing though. Sony had like the best conference in my opinion.
Because they brought out like The Last Guardian too.
Yeah, The Last Guardian, Final Fantasy VII Remake. Oh my god. But they didn't show a fucking game that's coming out within like the next 2 years.
Yeah. Like, I mean, Horizon looks really good, but that probably won't come out until who knows when.
No, it's Horizon, Final Fantasy, Shenmue, like those are all 2017 games. Like, and that's just pathetic.
Yeah.
Like, why didn't they show more Until Dawn? What's funny is they're not even going to Gamescom. Like, they're not even like, we have more. They're like, yeah, we have nothing. And like, Xbox just owns fall. They own it. Halo 5, what else do they have? Tomb Raider. What? Oh my god! Like, they have so many fucking
Forza.
Yeah, they have so many games coming out.
I feel like that's kind of how it was last gen too. Like, Microsoft won in the beginning with the exclusives, then Sony came back at the end with like Last of Us and shit.
That's true, but like Sony leads right now. I think like Xbox is technically coming back because Sony like destroyed sales, and then like Xbox.
Yeah, I was talking in like exclusives.
Oh yeah, Mm-hmm. But am I the only one? I've liked Xbox exclusives more than Sony's. Like, I've loved.
They've been better.
Bloodborne's.
I'm sorry, they've hands down.
Bloodborne was really good, but that's the only Sony exclusive I've liked. You know, or
I haven't really even bought a Sony exclusive yet. I don't think. Except MLB The Show, of course.
Oh yeah, Sony or Sunset Overdrive was. Oh my god, I love Sunset Overdrive. That was such a good game. Master Chief Collection, despite it being broken, Killer Instinct, I still say is like the best.
Killer Instinct,
best hands down.
And Dead Rising. I'm a big fan.
Dead Rising 3 was really good. That was an amazing launch game. I really liked that game a lot.
Anyway, next section.
Yeah, our next section.
It's a long ass podcast.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be almost 3 hours. Fan questions, our final segment. You guys tweeted us with our handles on screen using the hashtag H.A.M Radio Time, and usually we'll let you guys know when we're taking fan questions. This week we asked for personal questions, and you guys, for the most part, 3 of these questions you did not hold back. So, the first question comes from @PollyWally93. He says, how do you get over the fear of talking to new people?
I can address this.
I can as well.
If you don't. Yeah, all right. So, my opinion is that just don't overthink. Overthinking is always going to lead to a bad scenario. Don't try and be someone else or whatever. Just be happy, be approachable. What's the best way to put this? Don't try and impress this person. Don't try and say, oh yeah, I can do this, I can do that. I'm really cool, that's why you should like me.
Just walk up to him with an e-cig and say, what's good, bro? That should get...
Yeah. And I'm sure that they're talking about how do you meet someone like that you might be attracted to or something, for example.
Yeah. Like Todd Howard.
You know, like Todd Howard, right? So it's literally, all right, this is my straight opinion. Mm-hmm. I don't think you should ever just approach someone unless the context is right. Yeah. Don't just go up to someone and be like, hey, because that in and of itself is going to make it awkward. It's going to set the scene for the entire conversation, right? Mm-hmm. Always have something to you're natural, exactly right, to kind of lead the conversation somewhere. Like, for example, if I was at E3 and I saw a cute girl there or a cute guy, I would go up and be like, oh yeah, what do you think of this game? Or something like that. Something that makes sense, but it just doesn't set an awkward conversation. That's the most important.
Like, hey, I think you're really cute. Yeah. Like, my most recent example, like, I don't want to, like, sound like I'm tooting my own horn, but was, like, my girlfriend, when I first met her, was at my friend's house. Like, we were having a little get-together party-ish kind of thing for, like, a Rangers game. And, like, I always thought she was cute, but, like, we've never talked before. So, like, I find out she's, like, a really big Rangers fan. She knows her stuff about sports. So, like, we kind of, like, end up in the other room together. And so, like, I start talking to her about the game. And then, like, that kind of naturally introduced ourselves in a way. And we ended up, like, talking about whatever the whole night, and like we became close. I got her number. Like, it wasn't awkward afterwards being like, once we were really hitting it off and stuff, like, hey, can I get your number? Like, I felt confident and not awkward asking it because we kind of established like a friendship, similarities first. It wasn't really difficult to do so.
And the context was obviously right because you were at a friend's house. That was the atmosphere, and that way you could easily start a conversation without it seeming weird. So I think that's the most important thing. Don't just go up and talk to someone.
Hey, don't pull a Noah.
Hey, baby.
In the middle of the campus. Hey, I think you're cute. Here's my number. I was like, damn, Noah, you savage.
Back of Panera?
Never do that. Hey, baby, do you like Panera?
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I heard Monty say it didn't register, and then Lone said it. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, that was one of the podcasts I listened to.
His fucking ex like follows him on Twitter too. So like he's like, I can't retweet these Panera tweets, but they're fucking hilarious.
That's so.
For those wondering who are new, because we have a lot of new listeners, Noah lost his V card behind a Panera. So, and he'll proudly say that. I'm not doing anything wrong by saying that. He will fucking proudly announce that.
Yeah,
but
he already aired that.
So, be confident, ensure the context is right, have something nice to lead off of, and steer the conversation into something that you can actually talk about. And I think one of the most important things as well, when the conversation gets to a point where it seems right to end it. Don't let it drag on, because that's when things get even more awkward. So if you ever got an opportunity to say, oh, hey, that was nice, by the way, can I get your number? Or for example, look, if you ever wanted to text me, here's my number, feel free to text me, and if not, that's it, I'll walk away. That's really, really important.
And it helps if you have an Australian accent.
Exactly, yes. You have the foreign edge. Like for me personally,
I don't have the foreign edge in Australia.
When I met my girlfriend, like she like handed me her phone. She's like, would you mind putting your number in here? And like, obviously I got a little jumped up. I was like, hell yeah, I can. But, stuff like that will happen if you just establish a good presence. One thing I learned very late in life here at the age of 20 is that I'm not saying, I don't know what the right word for it, but like get-togethers, I guess I'll say, rather than parties, they help a lot with like kind of coming out of your shell. Like not where you drink a lot and show your wild side, but I'm saying like it helps in meeting new people. Like, I've been to a bunch of these, but like recently I've been to a few, and like I'll show up. I don't know a single soul here except for like one person, and like as time goes on, people introduce themselves to me. I introduce myself to people just through like natural conversation or overhearing something I can relate to. And if you like jump in with like a valid opinion and nothing really like crazy awkward, like it should be okay. Like if like I was sitting next to this kid at a party one time. And, like, my girlfriend was naturally fucking playing Pong in the other room. So, like, I'm just kind of sitting there by myself. Like, I'm on my phone, not being awkward about it. But some guy sitting next to me, he's like, so what school do you go to? You look familiar. And I told him, like, we ended up going to the same high school. And then, like, 3 other people joined the conversation. Like, it's not awkward if you overhear someone talking during, like, a get-together to jump into that conversation and start, talking with them. So.
And it always helps when you're at a event like that and you know someone there that knows people, and then that way they can introduce you, not in an awkward way, but if they're like, for example, talking to someone there and you just arrive and they pull you over, that's a really good way. Because my issue has always been, how do I talk to someone new without it seeming awkward? And the best way I've found, one of the best ways, is someone else introduces you to that person, because then conversation can flow. Talking is the easy bit. I think it's that initial hurdle to jump over. That's the hard bit.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Good talk.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Man, we are such experts.
Yeah, what kind of podcast is this again? I forget.
Well, when we get to the questions bit, it just gets weird.
Yeah, it's a whole new tone.
I've accepted it.
I like it.
It's cool. It's cool.
No, it's cool.
We're
broing out. Is that what you call
it?
Yeah.
Lone's words of wisdom.
Yeah, that's yeah. Like everyone always like acts like I'm like fucking 68 and like says, Maddie, tell us a story. I'm like, look, I have like a good catalog of fucking stories to tell, but like my streams just run me ragged. Like I don't have any more stories to tell. Like I probably have like 5 stories that.
Isn't
like,
that what Noah's for?
Yeah, you know, and then you bring in Noah and he'll have like another like fucking church BJ story or some shit like that. Fucking idiot. Anyways, that's how you get over your fear of talking to new people. One other thing I want to add to that is because he might have noticed this from my 100K video because I said like ever since I started YouTube, like I used to kind of be afraid to like talk to people and stuff. And I've noticed that just like YouTube has helped me, but also like with your friends, just getting out and just doing things like really helped me. Like what would happen is like me and my 2 best friends, Connor and Ivan, like always go to the gym together. And so we'll go to the gym, and then, like, Ivan knows a person there who knows another person there who knows another person. Like, I shit you not, that's how the list goes. And, like, all of us are, like, this big group at the gym who, like, will hang out, whatever. We're there together and, like, go inside to, like, play basketball or whatever. So it's, like, also don't forget about your friends who have been there the whole time where you can, like, kind of connect with each other. Like, everyone connects to each other. So just keep that in mind as well. Anyways.
Anyway.
Second fan question, a little different speed here, comes from Outlaw Explorer on Twitter. He asks, what's the longest time you've ever stayed up gaming?
Fuck. I'm trying to think. It was definitely a zombies time.
Yeah. I've definitely stayed up to the sunrise a few times with zombies on Call of Duty.
Okay, I remember now. It was the zombies achievement on the moon map where you had to... I can't remember. It was like the fucking... spinning blades that shut off.
Yeah, that shit was hard.
Yeah, one of the achievements one of the right areas had to shut down at one stage, and it was really, really rare for me at least. So I was playing with my mate, and we couldn't get it done. And then I went to another friend's house, and I brought my Xbox with me. I'm like, I gotta get this fucking shit done. And and I'm like playing till like 10 a.m. and we started playing that. I think it was like 12 p.m. the day before. So I was literally playing for almost 24 hours getting this shit done, and we finally did it. It was awesome.
It's nothing like more weird than like gaming for a long time and then stepping away from the screen for like a fucking snack and just looking at yourself in the mirror and be like, damn, I just played for mad long, and just fucking like just eating and stuff and just being like, it's like
walking out of the wall.
Disgust me.
Yeah, like, you're like, God, I've just been, the whole world's been running around me while I'm fucking sitting in my room playing video games.
Yeah.
Just like putting in work with a friend on D-Reeks.
Yeah.
Oh,
that was my favorite map.
Yeah.
That was the 4th one for World at War, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my
and in Black Ops, it was in a DLC too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, where they brought back all the old maps.
Yeah.
That was cool.
My
Maddie?
longest time ever staying up story was well, Noah kind of spoiled it, but the rest of the listeners have not heard it. Was this one time Noah hit me up, like we were in like a little argument, and like he hit me up one day. He was like, "You want to play Xbox?" And so I hopped on. We just like acted like nothing ever happened, and he's like, "Hey, I've been playing Borderlands recently. I've never played Borderlands before that day." And I was just like, "Well, what's it about?" He showed me a review. I was like, "I'm definitely buying this game. It looks fucking amazing." It was like post-apocalyptic RPG, lots of loot, like all that stuff. So I was like, definitely gonna buy this. So I pick it up. Me and him started like a brand new story. I think I played as the female. The Siren, I believe, was in Borderlands 1.
Oh, they were always the best.
I always get them mixed up. There was Siren, which was Maya, I think, or was that Borderlands?
Maya,
was that Borderlands 2?
Yeah. I like the robot or whatever.
Oh, Claptrap.
Claptrap.
Oh wait, hold on. This is gonna bother me.
Wait, no, that was in 2.
This is gonna bother me. The females, I'm getting mixed up. Okay, there's.
Okay, in the first game there was Roland, there was Mordecai.
Yes,
Mordecai. Yeah, I like him.
Bruiser or some shit.
Yeah,
starts with a B.
He was a berserker.
I can't remember now. Berserker, yeah, and then there was I think it was Maya. I think you're right.
And then who was in the second one? It was.
We're gonna Google this right now. This is doing my head in.
Fuck.
Yeah, I played as Zero in the second one.
Oh, yeah, Zero's, the assassin.
Yeah, robot.
Oh, here we go. All right, so Borderlands 1. Roland, Lilith was the name.
Lilith. Maya was the second one.
Yeah, Mordecai, Brick. Borderlands 2. Axton, Maya, Salvador, Zero, Gage, and Krieg.
Yeah.
And,
Okay,
yeah. This
in Borderlands, I always play as the female. Like, it's just become a thing because, like, they're always so fucking good. They kick ass.
The sirens are always very good. Like, especially in Borderlands 1 where you could run really fast. I just like
you can run fast and you can, like, revive your teammates from miles away. Anyways, off track. So I pick up Borderlands, you know, I make my character, you know, get through the tutorial, invite Noah to my game. And, like, we started up a co-op game and, like, we played, like from fucking, like, 11 at night, I'd say, or 10 at night, he called me, download the game. So I'd say we started 11-ish. And we played all the way up until, like, I've never had, like, a 24-hour gaming session, but, like, for me, this was pretty long. Like, we played until, like, 5 in the evening, and then, like, I had dinner, and then I just crashed. But, like, I just played Borderlands for so long. Like, that was 6 hours or 5 hours off of, 6 hours off of 24 hours. So, like, I was pretty close, but, like, we played the fucking shit out of that game, and then we both crashed. Another time was, like, the same thing. It was, like, me, Noah, and Tim, and we stayed up till, like, 5 a.m. Like, we played, like, NHL 15 or NHL 13 from, like 5 in the evening till, like, 5 a.m. just, like, doing Ultimate or EA Sports Hockey League, which is, like, this create your own players, start your own team, and, like, Noah was the goalie, and he was so bad. And, like, we got to this point, we were so tired, we were delusional, and so it was, like, really funny to watch Noah fuck up all the time and get, like, really mad and then start laughing about it.
That's excellent.
Anyways, that was a good question. Let's again, another, you know, curveball. Third question comes from @Cabozo. He asks, what's your favorite porn category?
Dirty old grannies.
Oh, Jesus. Don't even put that fucking thought in my head.
I'm not answering this question now.
Yes, you are. No, don't look for excuses. In fact, you're going to fucking answer it first.
Teen.
Teen?
Teen.
You kinky motherfucker.
Matty?
Fuck.
You watch a lot of porn, don't you? You fucking kinky fuck.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just trying to...
Well, how many categories in your head right now?
Well, I'm just trying to think of the one that doesn't sound as fucked up. I'm thinking, like, MILF probably. Like, MILFs are fucking hot.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they're fucking hot, honestly.
That was mine.
Yeah, like, that's
there you go.
Hands down, like, you know... Like, that's on the other spectrum of Lone. Lone likes the young teens, and then I like the MILFs are just, like, on the other end, like...
And then I like the grannies.
Because I was gonna say, like, you could technically say, like... You could technically say, like, amateur, but, like, every video is always under the amateur category. So it's like, what the fuck is an amateur video, then?
We are not getting into this.
Is that, like, the fucking, like, the ones that, like, are recorded from, like, a set-up laptop across the room or some shit? That's what I think of. I'm like, what the fuck?
Next question.
Well, wait, so what section is Todd Howard in?
Is that actually real?
Yeah, that's real. Pornhub tweeted about it.
That was real. Pornhub tweeted it out. That was real. Yeah.
I thought that was a joke. Oh my god, it's actually on what category? Is that what you were... Oh my god.
Oh, well, I think they tweeted it out. I want to say that they photoshopped it, but it could actually be on the website. But I'm not game enough to check it out.
No, never mind. Oh my god.
Where is this shit?
Are you actually looking
Ask
it up?
the next question, Matty.
We gotta know this, man.
I think it was a joke. It was
Monty,
a joke.
you look it up right now. Just type in Bethesda on the search bar, wherever it is.
Hold up.
I hear him typing right now.
This is so fucking...
Oh, well, there's a lot of fucking Skyrim shit. Oh, God.
What?
Yes. Ultra HD Skyrim hentai porn.
Oh my... Hentai, you said.
God.
Hentai.
No, okay, wait, it was definitely fake because it has 6 million views, so there's no way that it would have generated
I don't know, this Skyrim shit has a lot of views.
Porn star's mad popular, I'm telling you.
It has Todd Howard listed as a porn star in the tag.
I mean, either way, that's hilarious as fuck.
I don't think it's real, guys.
That's a shame.
But they tweeted about it, though.
Yeah, it's a shame.
No, it was a Photoshop, obviously. It was a Photoshop.
Fuck them. Wow.
Yeah, fuck them.
Oh,
I mean, it probably gave people boners, though.
Yeah. Next question comes from @AHighPotato. He says, if you could keep a bug/glitch from previous Bethesda games, which would it be?
The face glitches, where they, like, stay in the air and it's just fucked up. I love it. It's so cool.
I like the one that you used to have your profile as, just like the eyes and the mouth.
Picture. Yeah.
Yeah, what about the one
like
where
the
like
Assassin's Creed.
where like the death claws and shit just fly in the air? or whatever.
Oh yeah, that happened to me on stream all the time. Like these enemies would just skyrocket out of nowhere. I think my favorite. I hope that like they have like a like like the Death Claw when it uppercuts you or something. It kind of has like a Skyrim giant glitch where you just fucking bolt up into the sky. Like you get like literally like the biggest haymaker of your life, and you're just up in the clouds now, like floating up there, like
the ragdoll physics.
Got messed up.
That's awesome.
But yeah, that's got to be my favorite glitch. I hope they bring back. I hope they like. Oh, the ragdoll, like you were just saying, the ragdoll physics are funny. Like, I hope they, like, kind of do, like, a GTA thing where you can, like, stumble down the mountain if you, like, jump wrong. And actually, no, that would fuck the game up. Fuck that. Never mind. I take that back.
Yeah.
No, just keep the fucking jump climbing shit.
Yeah, true.
With the rocks.
Yeah.
That
was a staple.
That was a simple question. The final question comes from @ObeyXIce. They ask, if you were if you were to meet anyone in any of the Fallout games, who would it be?
To meet?
To meet, yeah.
I
would say Colin Moriarty. That's always my answer. I reckon he's awesome. Wouldn't you say Moira,
me,
Monty?
Oh, fuck her. I hate her so much. Like, if you know me, I want to fucking kill her. I hate her.
Really?
I hate her.
You wouldn't fuck her?
Yeah, so meet her just so you can kill her.
She has homicidal like tendencies.
You wouldn't have sex with her though. Like,
oh, you're talking about mating? Are you talking about mating?
No. I was just asking in general. She's like she's a rare, decent-looking female.
I mean, I don't know. Those graphics are such shit.
All right.
I don't know.
Would like an E and B installed then and improve facial features?
I mean, maybe. Yeah. I guess like if she looked like Yennefer in The Witcher. I guess.
Who is that fucking damsel modeled after? Because I need to marry them.
I told you, it's the girl from what's it called? Sons of Anarchy. I'm telling you, that's her.
Oh yeah. You showed me, right? Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah, she's bad.
Blessed. If you were to meet anyone in any of the Fallout games, who would it be?
Mine would be Three Dog. I love Three Dog.
I want to meet Yes Man.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's a good answer.
Just like have this companion that just always is like, "Hey, how are you today?" Like really happy to see me all the time and stuff.
Actually, I got a really really good answer, Mr. House.
Oh yeah,
that's a good answer. Yeah.
I like the guy he's modeled off of from the.
Oh, what's his name? Fuck.
I always think it wasn't Carnegie. It was
No.
It was I forgot. It was like some guy who like.
Yeah, he like locked himself in like his house or whatever.
Yeah,
but even seeing the decrepit body like in the machine, that would be cool.
Yeah. I like Mr. House a lot.
Yeah, that was pretty creepy the first time.
Yeah, I was pretty surprised. I was like,
because I didn't even know you could do that until I looked it up and you gotta type in the terminal.
Yeah. What about Harold the tree?
Oh, Harold.
Cool. Yeah.
He's my favorite.
I hated how IGN posted a stupid fucking article that was like 11 things Fallout 4 needs to have, and one of them was the return of Harold. I'm like,
how the fuck is Harold gonna get the ball?
He's a fucking tree planted in the ground, you bunch of fucking retards. Like, are you serious?
Yeah, IGN knows nothing. They know nothing about Fallout.
Like the whole thing with Harold is that he was a person, and then he was mutating into a tree, and then he finally settled there in Fallout 3. Yeah. He's implanted into the ground.
Like, that was the end of Harold.
I mean, unless you get like a seed from him or some shit.
No, like
plant him in Boston.
Oasis has moved.
Plant him in Boston.
That'd be too forced in my.
I mean, if it was like 50 years after Fallout 3, he could have spread, but it's like the same time, I guess. So.
Well, then wasn't the good canon choice to like spread his seed or something like that?
So that's
more trees would pop up in the wasteland.
Spread his seed.
Yeah, that sounded so wrong, but you get what I'm trying to say. Like it.
Harold didn't use.
Oh, I get you, Matty. You were talking about Todd Howard, now you're talking about spreading seeds.
Dude, imagine if I got the Todd Howard gene. Oh my goodness, I'd be a god.
Oh, I love it. Anyways, that's a long podcast. That's almost 3 hours.
Fuck, Monty, dude. Thank you for joining us this whole time. My goodness.
Oh, yeah, this was fun. This was very fun.
That was long as fuck.
Jesus.
I'm hungry. My mom's making meatballs. I'm so hungry.
I mean, Noah dipped out after like 40 minutes.
Yeah, fucking pussy. Oh, guys, I gotta bring my work key back. What, you live in fucking, like, Africa where you gotta, like, fucking, like fly all the way over there, or work in Africa, not
he's on call for the watch shop.
Yeah, he's gotta fucking fly all the way out there and drop up his work key. No. He bailed. We're gonna have to have a serious fucking talk with Noah. $5 says he left this podcast. Then he fucking went to the watch shop, turned in his work key, got a text from his girlfriend, and was like, "Oh, I can finally hang out with a I told him to text me too, like let me know. It's 9:47. He left at 8. It took him 2 hours to do this almost. What?
Wait, is it like midnight for you now, man?
It is almost 1 a.m.
12:46.
Holy shit. That sucks.
Yeah, I'm gonna be up till 5 a.m. rendering this shit. Right into Father's Day. Happy Father's Day, everyone.
Happy Father's Day.
Who here's a father? Is anyone here a father?
No.
Todd Howard is my father.
Yeah.
I'm a...
Anyways, Monty, you're going to have to end the podcast.
Yeah, this is a tradition. Also, be sure to check out the link in the description down below. Holotapes Weekly. It's another Bethesda podcast. Monty, if you want to...
Yeah, please check them out.
Yeah, if you want to...
Yeah, they're
how
a
many people
great
are listening?
group of guys, you know, just a few Fallout fans. I mean, you can never get enough Fallout, right? So
Correct.
just go listen to their podcast. And also, if you want to check out, you know, my Twitter and my YouTube channel and shit. I don't really do much on my YouTube, but eventually I will. So
Good stuff.
Cool.
If you'd like to close this out with something...
Monty, you got to say something cool to end this podcast.
shit. Fucking... Is fucking unicorns going to be in Fallout 4?